And we are live.
Woo.
Awesome.
Welcome to Thursday night.
I need
Sorry
to
we're
update
late,
the.
y'all.
Now the cool thing is, guys, I'm playing tonight. Lord Kyrus, aka Josh, is running a one-shot tonight. Reason being is Saturday we're playing live, and we're going to be doing Verivar live. So if you look up top, red sweater with the A on it, that's our DM tonight. So
Woohoo!
welcome to tonight. We're all going to be, and I'm going to let Win take this over, but we are in the Forgotten Realms. Turning it over to you, Win.
Okay, well, special thanks to Dennis for letting me run tonight, and for my super longest friend ever, Matt Tolman, for joining us. Matt's over there with the blue screen of Discord smiley facing because his camera apparently isn't working that well. But I have known Matt for 41 years.
That's a lot.
Like,
right.
Old. And Matt Tolman runs the greatest D&D campaign ever created that still is on basic red book.
Ooh.
It's glorious, with Calstar Therigen and Eleminster the wizard, which the tales which we could spin about Eleminster and Calstar would take us years to unravel. But Matt, how long have you run that game? Like 30 years? Is it a 30-year-old game?
Yeah, unfortunately, there was like a 20-year gap, but yeah, we started back up again, and yeah, that's a long-running campaign.
And the fact
And
that
I
you
can
guys
finally
had
cast
characters
Fireball.
for that is awesome.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, the stories I could tell about that game are phenomenal. Like Calstar, the warrior's greatest achievement is he has chain armor, which we refer to as hog armor, and he has a medium regular sword. Not a long sword, not a broadsword, but a regular medium poker. And so 30 years later, yeah, we're only 5th level. So tonight, we're though in the... We're very serious about this campaign. And Tolman is stingy as crap with the XP. I mean, I killed like 70-something things in the last adventure, and Tolman gave me like 200 experience. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Anyways, so Tolman's character will probably be the first to die tonight, but we are in the Forgotten Realms. We are playing a one-off that is from an established source called Hell of a Summer. That's out of the Waterdeep Dragon Heist book. So if you want to follow along, you can kind of get a feel. Now, what's fun about tonight's story is that Dennis and Matt and Dave actually played part of this scenario several years back, and they screwed it. They screwed it.
That was my first game ever. I had no idea what I was doing. I followed Dennis. He Leroy Jenkins, and I followed, and I died.
And they murder hoboed, and the murder hoboing led to them being incarcerated and shipped to Undermountain, where their characters met an ignominious fate of not being able to play again and probably died. I don't know. Maybe they're down there.
Who knows?
7 years later. So tonight, a bit of redemption. A bit of redemption, hopefully, for the three of them who have failed this quest before, and for, of course, my friends Cabarus and Scott, who tonight get to join with Forrest Hayes, a hippie druid.
What's up, dude?
And then, so really quickly,
want a
guys,
moonberry?
Yeah, just real quickly start with Josh. Introduce your character, super quick, name, and we'll go from there. And then Scott to Mullins to Dennis to finally Tolman.
So, I'm playing Forrest Hayes, hippie druid. By the way, my middle name is Junebug, so you can call me Bug for short. And yeah, just love. Let's see here, druid of the I believe the moon. So lots of polymorphing and tearing things up with my bare hands. Yes.
Scott.
Well, I am Eckhart Bronze Dreamer, and I am a dashingly good-looking cleric that is 6'3", broad shoulders, flowing brown hair, and I'm all about keeping things alive.
Excellent. Brother Mullins?
Don't wake me. Don't wake me. My name is Harry. Harry Armpits. I'm a gnome. I'm a rogue gnome that knows a little magic, that likes to play cards and dice, and is super, super, super old.
Dan?
Listen, I'm Lucas. I'm the best looking, dashing debonair guy out of all of this group. I'm a bard. I'm here to get into the panties and have some fun.
Dennis is basically just playing himself. I mean, I don't know if you picked up on that, but Dennis is playing his supersized version of his own ego. If we were in the Matrix,
the
this is who
attractive version of Dennis.
Yeah, this is who he would be. And Tolman?
I'm Orvis the monk. He's the astral monk. He practices asceticism and keeps to himself mostly, but loves the group he's with, loves the dashing, handsome people that he's around.
And according to his character sheet, has well moisturized skin that is very soft and supple.
Right.
So those are your cast of characters for tonight's glorious episode called One Hell of a Summer. And with that, we'll start when if you boys are ready. Any questions?
We're ready.
Prior to this, we've doled out equipment. The characters are loaded up. They're big boys at big 11th level with lots of stats, and some of them are squishy. So in advance, we'll bid Dave Mullins and Dennis Thomas good luck in surviving. And with that, we will go ahead and start. So growing up in Starmantle was the stuff of legends. The glimmering waters of the Sea of Fallen Stars had brought travelers and traders alike to the Road of Traders, a merchant way that connected the south to north and inevitably east to west. With these people came incredible stories, tales of dragons, crusading kings, cruel despots, and cities that dwarfed your own. And it was tales like these that compelled your group of friends to become adventurers in the first place. Tales that indeed would change your lives. The first year of your adventures were fraught with danger, but you managed to survive through some luck and an unbreakable friendship built by a life of commitment to each other. Your means of living were always going to be dangerous, but the darkest day of your lives came almost innocuously. During spring rains, you found yourselves trapped in sea caves, having just defeated pirates, and as the waters rose, it became obvious that you needed a miracle if your party was going to survive. But your prayers only fell on the ears of death gods. Desperation began to creep in, and as your fate seemed sealed, a bubble formed around you, and within appeared a regal-looking man, crimson red robes lined with gold runes at the cuff, hem, and neck. His olive skin offset by intelligent green eyes and a pointed black beard, black hair that was cropped close, but somehow still spiked. His smile was slow and his words even more measured. His name was Hero, and he offered salvation, a return to Starmantle, but for only 5 of you, except for there were 6. He produced the time glass from his robes, and as the sands began to spill, he asked you to make a choice as to who would sacrifice themselves for the rest. It was unsurprising when Oswald, the group's paladin, offered himself for that bargain. And before any of you could object, Harrow proclaimed his acceptance, and with that, you found yourselves back on the docks of Starmantle without Oswald. 15 years have passed, and as you become successful, that sacrifice has always lingered in your minds, and even now as you travel towards the City of Splendors and all that it promises. As your eyes follow the rise and fall of Waterdeep's towering skyline, you first note the mountainous overlook that houses the city's governance and militaries, which then guard over a sprawling set of wards below, who then find their limits either at the harbor or the city's imposing massive walls. An unbelievable gathering of races, ideas, opportunities. Such a place has only existed in your imagination, and yet the place is only moments away. And with it, a meeting with family that you have long since missed while you've led an adventurer's life. When they had announced their intention to resettle here on the Sword Coast, so far away from your original homeland in Starmantle, It made little sense, but their letters raved about their new benefactors, the jobs they had been given, and how they were eager to show you everything that Waterdeep could offer. Though it will be each of your first time visiting the City of Splendors, this is a sort of homecoming, and your eagerness can be felt throughout the group. Years together, countless adventures, battles won, and while some friends have been lost along the way, you are returning to your families as heroes. Well, almost. So you find yourselves along the streets of Waterdeep, an incredible bustle of people and carts, every possible food and trade, every vice and every virtue really at your fingertips. But you have an important date because today is the day that you'll be meeting your family at the home of their benefactors, the Castellanters. And as you wander up the streets towards the invitations that you have received, you find yourself standing in front of a villa, a massive white walled structure that seems to have only two entrances or exits into or out of the structure. Emerald or ruby red rooftop parapets cover these white and possibly tall 4-story buildings. And outside, you see guards that are standing in the livery of what you assume to be the Castellanter family. Red tabards with, again, gold runes on their hems, cuff, and at their the edges of their cloaks. In the middle of the street, you have nothing more than an invitation and a destination which lies in front of you. What do you do?
Are we together or are we coming from different locations or?
No, you've all traveled together and you can find yourselves just like you see on the map out in the street.
Yeah, we've been adventuring together forever, so we're all familiar with each other.
Yep, super best friends,
Yeah.
Dave, just like you and me and Dennis and Scott and Josh and Matt.
Dudes, I think it's this way.
You
I
know
stand
who's the
behind-
target.
The
Gentlemen,
bard
right.
should go first and introduce us, announce us.
What time of day is it, real quick?
So it's just after high noon. So the heat is there. And again, you're hungry. You're the dust or the salt water, depending on how you travel here, still collects in your mouth. And it's an unbelievable opportunity that you have to join this massive fest that they have apparently prepared in your honor.
is that the
Guys,
doorway
guys,
right where
we
my
need
character's
food.
at?
Yeah, Den.
Okay.
We need food. We
I
need
turn-
we need ale. We need booze.
I
The
turned to
bard should
everybody and
announce
go,
our.
gentlemen, remember years ago, the robes of Halor and the deal that was struck. And look at the guards. I'm not one to be suspicious, but my gut and my perception has helped us through the years. I say, pay attention as we go through these gates. I will announce our arrival. And I walk up to the guards. And what was the name of the town we're from?
You're from Starmantle,
Starmantle.
and the guards are from the House of the Castellanters,
I walk
who
up
are
to
the
the
new
guard.
benefactors to your family.
I'm like, gentlemen, it's the heroes of Starmantle. We're here to see our families, and here's our invitation. And I hand it over to the guard.
The oldest, the one on the right, with
Mhm.
his dark, well-groomed beard, sizes you up, but quickly a smile comes across his face, and I imagine everyone inside will be so excited to meet you. And you are
I'm Lucas. Lucas Roldegast. You know my family, the Gosts.
I don't, however, my lord does know them, and we are honored that you would attend today's festivities.
Thank you. Do I just go through?
If you would, yes, directly through there, where their butler will be able to help you dispense of any clothing. It is hot, and if you would like, there will be refreshments, and he can show you the rest of the way from here.
Okay. So I step through the gate, looking back, or the door. I'm assuming it's a door.
Uh-huh.
looking back
It's a
at the rest.
doorway. Yeah, so Dennis, it's a 12-foot tall squared doorway
Okay.
that's a porch that then enters into an impossibly heavy looking metal door
Okay.
that, however, is already open, allowing kind of that summer air to flow into the house. And you can then see within incredible white marble flooring with a red carpet that leads in from the front door and moves its way towards the stairs that then would rise up above you. A baluster of similar marble starts on your left and then curves up, as you can kind of see on the map, towards that location. Below that baluster is a door, which is also a similar heavy metal. And then to your left, you can see a doorway. To the further left again, you can see another doorway, which would be here on your map.
Okay.
Right. And to the right, you can see that that is open. Standing in the middle of the red carpet is an impossibly tall man, 6'9" at least, very gaunt, very pale, wearing the same livery of the house of Castellanter. And when he sees you, takes a low, flourishing sweep of his hand, almost touching the ground, and his smile returning up through his pallid expression. Lord Lucas?
Yes, sir. And these are the rest of the heroes.
Hey
His hands
man,
come
how's
to
it
his
going?
Ah, we have heard so much, and it truly is our pleasure. This way. And he motions you through this door
Okay.
here. If you
So
can
we're
kind of,
gonna go in this room.
yeah, if you can kind of see. So through there, as you guys come in through that entrance hall, there's a few more things that you guys can see into there. So to the left, you can see a harpsichord, this
Okay.
beautiful piano that's got benches, and it looks like there's a sitting room. There is a musician who's in there is currently playing. You can't tell much about her other than tight, high swept bun, again, wearing the livery of the house and playing some tune that, while pleasant, is foreign and you don't totally understand. There are crystal chandeliers in both these areas in C1, C5, and C9. So where you've come in to the left and now to the right as you enter into that space.
Okay.
And those chandeliers are illuminated by which you can all pretty quickly tell is just magic.
Okay.
Right. I mean, you guys can, I mean, you've been
I-
around it long enough, you can pick that up pretty quickly.
Is she playing the harpsichord or is she playing something else?
She's playing the actual harpsichord.
Okay.
And
So
she's
I'm fascinated.
really talented.
I'm fascinated. I'm listening and trying to remember the tune she is playing.
Okay.
Hey,
And,
As I'm walking in, you see me touching the carpet with my long hands, touching the marble, seeing if there's paintings, just admiring anything of value in that room. And my eyes are just glittering and my mouth is salivating because everything looks so just delicious to a rogue.
and I turn over, I look over at him, knowing what he's doing. Harry, hands to yourself today.
Yeah. In the immortal words of my favorite,
Don't worry about it.
yeah, in the immortal words of my favorite character from Better Off Dead, the street value of this villa is off the charts, Dave. Like you're
Hey,
talking
Lucas.
millions of
No.
gold pieces, like extraordinarily expensive product. The hall, really quickly, the rooms themselves are almost 15 feet high at their ceiling. So again, these are very, very, very tall ceilings. The walls are all adorned with a plaster that has a tinge of gold throughout all of the plastering that's through all of the walls that are there. To
Hey,
your right,
Real
yeah,
quick.
go ahead.
Thank you for the follow, Orvust.
That
There
was
you go,
me.
Orvos.
Yeah.
Welcome to the game, Matt.
Welcome to the game.
So in this room, there is a beautifully carved dining table in pushed a little bit towards the window, almost where Eckhart is standing now. So my apologies, you wouldn't be able to stand there. But there is again, the table is set with golden plates, gold plated utensils, cups, settings, silk napkins that are added to the display. The table itself is a dark black wood. I mean, it's an incredible piece all by itself. And all of the chairs around it are these high-backed, black leather wrapped chairs that just stand out in incredibly stark contrast to the white marble of everything else that is within. It doesn't appear that any food has been set here, and now you can hear, kind of coming from maybe behind the house, an absolute party. I mean, you can hear music, you can hear guests, talking. I mean, you can go through the entire process of hearing these people and what they're doing right outside. And however, here at this point, the butler introduces himself as Williford. I am Williford, and I shall try to entertain you for as long as you have need to make rest. However, my lord has offered you a sample from his cigar collection if you would be willing to entertain yourselves within his cigar room. And he motions into that room.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the room right where Orvost is standing.
Absolutely, man. I would love a cigar. And if you
Guys,
had any
it
food,
smells incredible.
If you had any food as well, I've got a serious case of the munchies.
So he puts his hand to his head. You see him close his eyes for a moment, and he comes back. Within moments, we shall have someone that shall bring you cheeses and fine meats, breads, if you would like. But if you would do us the honor, please enjoy yourself within the smoking room that's here for your pleasure.
That's this room right here.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Lucas.
So you move into there, Dennis.
Lucas, before you
guys can-
go, don't you want to join in with this beautiful music?
I've been listening. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to try to recreate it. I hope, and I turn to her, the fair lady is here later, so I can join you in a duet.
Yeah, she's probably 35, 40 feet away, Den, through almost two walls.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that if you put the love on her, she's going to go for it because you're an 11th level character and she's a pup. So there you go.
All right.
And
Hey, real quick, whose tokens is which?
This is
They're all
Ecker.
named.
Here, I'll do it. So
Okay, so who's the bearded guy? Who's that guy?
Bearded guy is
That's me.
that's Hayes.
Belarus.
I have the
Okay,
hat.
and
The
then
bearded hippie.
you're the hat. And then who's got the blue hat? You got the blue?
Bada bing.
Okay.
That's me.
All right. Good.
So within the smoking room are these incredible wrapped chairs that roll, that kind of go across the back of this wall here, all the way over to this corner here, like a sectional. But again, just this luxurious red velvet that is supported up by this impossibly white wood. Like you're positive that it's wood, Hayes. And again, the smell within the room is incredible. And the corner that Hayes stands in is a humidor. And this massive, open, beautiful glass case that you can see almost 100 different brands of different cigars with different colors. And he motions for you as he opens the humidor to each select one. And then produces a little pair of scissors, right, that he offers to trim your cigars in preparation.
I walk up and I look and I pick the one that I know is the smoothest and most scentful and tasteful.
And he'll basically let you pick. I mean, you can smell them, and fairly quickly you can identify a sweet smelling cigar,
Yep.
if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, sweet with the smooth. I have him cut it. Is there a box around that has some cedar spills in it to light my cigar with?
Which is, once he cuts it, Dennis, he puts his finger to the edge of the cigar, and it lights on its own.
All right.
And he hands it to you.
Careful. I don't want it to burn. And I roll it and, take a few toques to get the puffs going really good. And I just take a deep drag off of it, and release it, and go. Oh, that's good.
And would anyone else care to join?
Yeah, can I make a knowledge nature check to discover the most righteous cigar
Oh.
in the collection?
You can just instantly, your sense of smell, this hyper
Oh, it's
sensitive
right.
smell, right?
Mhm,
You pick
mhm.
out the dankiest sticky of all ickies,
Oh, life is good.
and you know that the heavy, peaty buzz that will come from this
Mhm.
could really genuinely give you the
Mm.
haze that gives you your name.
Yeah.
And
that one,
and
please.
Cavaliers, even as you select it, this is his face.
I look over. You got the spliff.
And same thing, he goes in, cuts it, presses his finger against the cigar as he hands it to you.
Cool.
Junebug, what do you have? Let me see.
One moment. I have to do this properly. And as he lights it up, you see him just take this drag that probably yeah, he's just puffing on the thing. And yeah, nice red cherry on the end of it, and just blowing these fancy smoke rings a la Gandalf style just around the room, just having a blast. And look at, I assume there's some sort of plush chair or armchair or something like that in this room to sink into.
Yep.
Yeah, the sectional
Yeah.
that runs those back walls.
Yep. Just kind of cozies up in a sectional and just is like, come on over.
And as you take a seat, Josh, you can now see that there are portraits that adorn the walls along here and here. And these portraits appear to be of the Castellanter family in different patriarchs and different members of the household over the decades or centuries that this house has been in existence.
Mm-hmm. And I'll give Harry some of mine if he wants to try a bit.
So Harry's holding your cigar and he goes, Junebug is like the size of my fingers.
And quickly also, Cabrius, you know that there's nothing that you guys are ingesting that is poison. Cool. However, you are going to get high as hell.
Okay.
Herrick just goes and just grabs one and cuts it himself and lights it.
Excellent. And he'll allow you. He's there to help if he can help.
Smoking is a halfling vice that I haven't adopted yet, so I just sit in the corner.
I look up at him as I'm smoking, and I'm like, Wilford, right?
Indeed, sir.
Do you have, by chance, a nice spirit that would go well and pair well with our cigars?
Indeed. A Neverwinter brandy, if I may recommend.
Perfect. Can I
Would
get
that
some?
be acceptable to bring such?
It would be perfect if we could have some.
If I may then, let me excuse myself to inform Lord and Lady Castellanter of your arrival, and shortly we should have some light refreshment for your enjoyment along with that brandy. And he excuses himself out of the room and moves back further into the house to where you can't see.
All right.
So moments pass and another servant comes with the aforementioned charcuterie that she just leaves there on the table that sits kind of in the corner, right by the sectional for you guys to start enjoying food from. And then even just moments later, another servant comes in with a tall, almost a vase, right? But it has a stopper that you can tell, this crystal vase with this purple drink inside it that appears to be the Neverwinter brandy as promised.
Ooh, a purple brandy. Interesting. Very berry.
Tiny little shot glasses to go with it.
Perfect. I look over.
Oh, hey, super duper quick.
Yep.
Mr. Insight. Scott, you realize that the number of shot glasses is 6, not 5.
Okay. Is there somebody who's supposed to be joining us, guys?
I look over, and it's that gut punch, right? And I walk over and take my glass. Are they poured, or let me?
No,
Are they going to pour it, or do they expect us to pour it?
they leave it to pour so that you can pour as much as you'd like or not
Okay.
like.
So I go up and I pour all 6 glasses. I hand everybody their glass. I leave the 6th one there. And I look at everybody and I say, to friends, never forgotten. And I turn towards the lone shot glass and raise it. And I just down the brandy quickly. Even though you're not supposed to down brandy like that, I down it. And then I pour myself another brandy and dip the butt of my cigar in it and walk away and smoke. And I'm not saying a damn thing now. I am holding back emotion right now.
Dude's heavy.
Well put. And I raise my glass and take a sip.
That glass stays there. Obviously, Orvos's glass stays there unless he is willing to imbibe the brandy as well.
Oh no, I'll sip. Spirits are different.
Okay, so he has his brandy.
Then I walk up to you, and you feel a tug on your jacket, and I just give you that look and go, "It's okay. It's okay."
Thanks, little one. I appreciate it, Harry.
So as you drink your brandy and smoke the Lord's cigars, again, you occasionally see more people coming into the home through the foyer and hear Williford just moving them through the house, which you assume probably to the backyard, where it appears that the majority of the feast is occurring. But there's a steady flow of people over the next 10 to 20 minutes as they continue to just come in, again, what we see through here, right? Making their way back through the home.
So are we back here now?
No, you guys are still right there.
Okay, but we're hearing people move through the home.
Just people coming through the house.
Okay.
We're
coming on along.
Eckhart is as Lucas gave such a meaningful toast after an acceptable amount of time of silence. Just starts bringing up stories of our times together and is trying to change the mood to more from a somber one to a more joyous one, trying to get everyone to laugh and, hey, you remember the time when we did this, and that's the atmosphere he's trying to create.
And I buy into it pretty quickly because I'm using this to wipe out the sorrow. And I'm like, and I pull the lute off my back and I start tuning it a little bit. As he starts telling stories, I let him know. I've written a song about every one of our adventures.
Hey, Lucas, tell the one about when we fought the green dragon.
Ah, yes. And I start plucking it a little bit. Little Harry, he walked right in. He saw the dragon, and it gave him a grin. The treasure was there. He wanted to leave it bare. And then the dragon said no. Eckhart stepped up, smacked the dragon down. Junebug walked in and began to run around. Orvos stood and said nay, nay. The next thing that was left was the dragon was hay. I just roll into it.
And even though that
Junebug
particular
will-
rendition wasn't awesome,
Junebug will
In
come in at the
game,
chorus,
that was
and the
shit.
dragon said, "Hey."
that was the most unbelievable song any of you have ever heard sung at 11th level,
Right.
because
Absolutely.
it's fantastic.
Anything to fight green dragons.
Yeah.
And as
Yeah.
and as Dennis is and as Lucas slowly winds the song down, and Junebug enters in with the hey hey, right as all good hippies should at the end of any song.
Exactly.
You hear a very determined.
All right.
The man enters the room. The man himself, Lord Castellanter, by his obvious demeaning and bearing, and behind him Willifert, who has come with apparently what looks to be letters for, again, 6, not 5 people. And as Willifert holds the tray with those scrolls and letters written on them, the man himself makes an introduction, wearing white, long robes with the holy symbol of Seamorph, the god of nobility, upon his chest. Not what you would have expected from someone who is the head of a house that would bear different livery and bearing. But you can tell by his persona, by his approach, that this is a man who takes things very, very seriously. And again, he is well groomed. He's impossibly handsome. And again, black, well trimmed goatee and a fine gentleman's mustache and incredibly intelligent green eyes with well manicured hair. And again, a perfect arrangement of rings and necklaces that would befit a man of his incredible bearing. Gentlemen, if I may say heroes, truly it is my honor that you would come to my home this afternoon and for this evening. It is my deepest gratitude that your families would entrust their livelihoods to my enterprises and to helping create a legacy both for my family and for this city that will leave this city better, leave its impoverished enriched, and be able to help uplift those who have come to the city to look for the opportunities that are denied to them elsewhere. So with my great welcome, I am Victorio Castellanter, and I'm assuming each of you, could you introduce yourselves to me so that I could maybe put names to the faces of these stories that I've heard from your parents and from your families for now over the last 2 years. And with that, he almost sits himself next to probably Eckhart, like right here on the corner.
Okay.
And he just stares like he seems really excited to finally be able to meet you guys, Dennis.
I stand up, bow to him, say, Lord Castellanter, I am Lucas Ruldagast. Thank you so much for taking care of my mom and pa. I know we are very far removed from the Goss family here, but again, I truly appreciate it. And I extend my hand to him to shake it.
Which he graciously reaches across and shakes. And Dennis, you can sense a firmness in that grip that this man has shooken hands many, 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 many times.
Oh, yeah.
This guy knows how to give a handshake.
At least it's a handshake and not something else. I walk over and sit down.
Lucas, again, my pleasure. And the rest of you, I assume you are Eckhart.
Yeah, I reach over and offer my hand. It's a pleasure to meet another man that of faith.
Oh, and as we share such things in common, I hope that we can work towards such common goals. And shakes your hand as well. And same thing, Scott, you can tell this is a dude who shakes hands and probably greases palms for a living. So real quickly, Seamorph within the Forgotten Realms is the god of nobility. They're seen as a god who is a protectorate god over the poor. From the concept that divine right is given to those who are noble and are privileged, and their responsibility then is to uplift and take care of those who come under their influence. And so it's kind of like maybe old school Christianity, old school Catholicism, right? That they're the rulers because they're supposed to be, but they also have really noble responsibilities to take care of people, and they're generally considered to be good aligned or lawfully aligned faith.
So he probably, well, maybe he picks it up. But when I say that, I know that my God is the only real God, and the rest of them are inferior to my God. So when I say it, it's nice to meet a man of faith, but there's a little hint of, it's a little stab at his lesser God.
Which, as a man of social bearing, he dismisses as easily as a duck sheds water.
Okay.
This guy dodges, insults probably for a living.
I could see that.
And the rest of you, I am assuming then you must be Orvost, right?
I give him a nod. I don't offer my hand. I still have reservations about why we're here.
And you should.
I give him the humble bow of a monk.
Which with a nod of his head, he just returns. But Matt, you can tell it's not really respectful. It's more culturally, like a culturally appropriate gesture than an actual gesture of respect.
Nice.
Hey, man. You have great cigars, by the way.
Thank you. We have the finest of grass and herbs, which are rolled into these cigars. I'm very pleased to find that you enjoy them, Hayes.
Yeah, Forrest can't even get up out of his chair if he tried, so he's just going to stay prone on the sofa. Thanks,
Okay.
man. Thanks.
And he, knowing that you're a man of few words and the Forrest, he doesn't reach out to extend his firm grip of, suburban austerity.
Cool.
That leaves only one of you, and I am assuming that you must be Harry.
I am, my lord. Thank you. And what a beautiful home. I love the carpets and I love the marble and the chandelier is shiny and there's not even fire on it. I just love it all.
Well, we're glad that you would come, and that again, your family and specifically your father has been incredibly helpful. I mean, just incredibly helpful. His ability with numbers is astounding, and what he has been able to help us achieve with our charity has been inspiring, Harry. It's been honestly inspiring. So the pleasure again, it is mine.
Eckhart
Always
leans
follow
over.
the elder armpits because the elder armpits will always make sure that you come out clean and not stinky.
He's actually used that exact phrase. So I see that the proverbial apple has not fallen too far from its parent tree.
Eckhart leans
He looks
to
at
the.
you and he's smiling as he looks up at you.
Hey, real quick to that end, Scott, like the more he's talked, the more he's absolutely full of shit.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask about insight. But as he's saying that, I actually role play, and then I want to know if I know anything more. But I lean over to my druid friend who's right next to me and say, "Is Harry's dad still alive? Because Harry is old."
I don't know, man. Probably.
Man,
And
it's crazy.
I lean back, take a puff off my cigar, and I say, I didn't know dirt had an age.
Mm-hmm.
What was in that cigar that I took 2 puffs of?
Dave,
So-
you're just pleased to know that your dad is still alive.
Exactly.
By the way, Hayes, once he gets down to about a quarter of the cigar left, he produces his druidic totem, stuffs the rest of the cigar in the bowl, pours a little water in it, and does his thing.
Billy Bong Thornton. I love it.
That's right. That's my focus.
Wow. Cabarrus has got a bong for a focus.
That's
All
right.
right. Well,
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
he's
man.
intrigued. So quickly, actually, Cabarrus, he is intrigued as to what you have done,
Okay.
and he's just absolutely fascinated as you produce something he has never seen before, right? In a way to entertain himself,
Mm-hmm.
and he almost he can't stop himself. He's inevitably reaching across and, may I?
Yeah, man. He'll like kind of like take it off of, because it's like it's strapped in there good because he still needs it for magic. So, and he'll kind
Right.
of show him what to do. And by the way, Hayes has produced flames, so he's able to kind of like help him and
Warm it up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
So he takes it and almost leans back into the, and yeah, rolls through it and exhales, and just an incredibly beautiful puff of it's unbelievable, Cabarrus. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can tell this man is a master of his own smoke.
Oh wow. Wow.
I mean, this guy can smoke.
That was
Well,
epic shit.
he's got a humidor. I mean, come on.
That was the epic.
And he
shit.
holds it. He holds it like that is impossibly well refined.
See, it just takes the bite out of it.
Are we in Amsterdam?
Canada. We're in Canada.
In tonight's role-playing session, we get high and drink brandy.
And talk about our dead friend.
Slap the TVMA now label
Yes.
on the
Yes.
on the thing. This episode features drug use. Please understand that the order of the dice does not condone drug use, nor does it encourage underage drugs. If you or a friend are considering vaping, please consult your medical professional or parent. The disclaimer is we fall. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, he just leans back, and now he's just one of the guys. And you notice while this has all been going on that Willifert has left and appears to, again, just a steady stream of guests continue to come in either from this side of the home. And these guests here appear to be, let's see, who would see this? Probably Eckhart and...
I'm not seeing anything right now.
Yeah, you're not seeing anything. Probably, yeah, dude, you're blazed.
Is there good ventilation in this room, by the way?
Oh no, it's a smoke room, man. Back
Oh,
then,
No, it's a smoke room.
All right, cool.
They-
It's a party in here. It's
like
a party.
there is. You've probably got a nice ring of haze at the top of the ceiling,
Mhm.
and
Like, you used to have 15-foot ceilings.
air.
It's probably now 12 feet without smoke.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm 2.5 feet tall, so I'm okay.
Yeah. So it's probably Orvost and Eckhart, but you can see there's two types of people. And I want to be very clear as to who these two types of people are. The people coming in through here appear to be common, right? Almost simple, right? Their dress simple. And many of them carrying either libations or food, some coming in with absolutely nothing at all.
Mhm.
Whereas most of the ones coming in through here at the front door are very well dressed, obviously nobility or members of favored houses within Waterdeep itself. And there's just a continuous steady stream of people coming into this home that even over the half hour to an hour that you spend smoking, there is not a stop to people being announced here or people simply coming in through here. It's just a steady stream of people coming in and into the home.
I actually lean to our host and ask, is this normal that you have so many people coming into your home? It seems like it's been constant.
Well, one of the challenges that comes with nobility is that I have a rule for every party that we have here at our villa, and that is for every guest who considers themselves noble, we have a responsibility to bring someone who might be considered common. And that way, these affairs are, what is the correct term? Egalitarian? Again, I take my faith very seriously. And so when we bring guests of your guests of honor like yourselves, we also want to bring those who may not have been able to enjoy the quality of life that we have here. And so probably what you are seeing is that steady group of people that are here for the most part to again honor the five of you and to honor your families and to honor the sacrifices that your families have made to build this charity that we have here that has been able to bless the lives of so many within Waterdeep itself. I think if you were to look at the work that your families have done, I believe that while you are the heroes within maybe the opinions of other adventurers, the true heroes are your family. And you actually think, Scott, that he might really believe that on some level. Like it's not total, in his mind, it's not total horseshit.
A few things that he said that he actually believes in.
There's enough of it that you think, enough of it that you think he's being sincere about.
Okay.
What parts of it you're not entirely sure what's crap and what's cream, but there is plenty of cream to mix in with the crap.
Okay.
With that, he almost realizes his responsibilities and stands almost embarrassed. And I apologize. I just realized that as much as I have waited for this day to again meet all of you, you all have gone years without seeing your family. I mean, how selfish of me. And then again, gentlemen, my most sincere apologies. Would you please come with me and again let us reunite you with your family.
Where are the letters that they brought in? Because you said there were 6 of them.
There are 6 letters that are there. And again, they've just been sat. You can see now right there by the humidor that Willifert has just left the tray that has those 6 scrolls on it.
So before we leave, I'm going to go over to the scrolls. Again, curious as to why there's 6 and see if there's any sort of names or markings on them that indicate which scrolls for who.
Yeah, no, they're all uniformly fashioned with their house seal. And as you start looking through them, he just literally breezes past you and walks further into the home towards here, inevitably here, and then disappears, leaving you to be able to look at the letters in private.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know if we were supposed to follow him or not.
So
you could, but he's also left you if you'd like to look at the letters
are
privately.
the letters? I just glance at the names real quick. I mean, I'm assuming there's names on the front. One for each.
There's
of them,
not.
Oh.
Nope.
Is Wilford still in here, or is he gone too?
Wilford's gone as well. You're entirely by yourselves.
Hey, is one of those for me?
Yeah. One of these is for you. I just grab one and toss it to him.
Cool. I'll use the gust cantrip to kind of guide it on the wind over to me and just snatch it out of the air.
Hey, Matt. So as that is tossed, Matt, you watch, you catch that there is almost a deflection as he tosses the scroll over to Hayes, that there's almost a deflection, but there's nothing physical that would have. So imagine like it's, spinning like this, but then it flips back to Hayes. You're the only one who sees that.
Cool. So I grab it and open it up and read it.
So yeah, as you open the letters, they simply just have all 6 of your names. Each letter has your first name for all original 6 of you. So there's Oswald, Eckhart, right? All 6 of you, and it's just simply your names on this scroll, and that's it. So Tolman, did you hear what I told you?
Oh, that was for me?
Yeah, Matt Tolman. You were the one who noticed that when they flipped the scroll, and you can't see it because you don't have a camera, but imagine again that it's going clockwise in its motion. Like in midair, it's like it hits something and flips its direction that it's spinning. But Hayes still
Right,
catches it.
So there might be an invisible person or presence here.
Possibly. But something changed the direction or spin of the scroll as Eckhart flipped it to Hayes.
It wasn't my gust spell, was it?
And in fairness, he did. He cast a spell, and that might have changed it, but you don't think so.
All right, I'll keep that to myself for now.
Okay. So yeah, so you open the scrolls, and again, it's just 6 names, and that's it.
On each scroll is 6 names, or one name per scroll?
On each scroll is all 6 names.
And there's 6 scrolls, so our names are written down 6 times each.
Correct.
Okay. It's kind of weird.
Now, that is weird, and obviously the 6th name is our member who is no longer with us. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And Scott, it feels sinister as hell.
Okay,
you are personally totally unnerved as you read and see that all 6 scrolls have your 6 names.
I am going
call it
to
just your gut intuition of the fact that you have the most ridiculous insight ever.
Mm-hmm.
It is sinister as it gets.
I cast Detect Evil and Good.
And I'm going to begin ritually casting Detect Magic.
Okay. So, 1, the scrolls themselves through there. Yeah. What is the radius on Detect Evil? It's 30 feet.
30 feet. Yeah.
30 feet.
Correct.
Okay. You are, and it's 1 action. So what, 6 seconds?
Yep.
Okay. Good.
It only takes me 1 action to cast it, but its
Correct.
duration is 10 minutes.
Perfect. And it can be blocked by 1 foot of stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
There we go.
1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal.
Which is cool because guess how thick the walls are and guess how thick the doors are.
Yeah.
And I'll clarify some of the doors. If I tell you the door is metal, it's metal. If the door is not described as being metal, then it is of the same white wood that the sectional couch is made of. Okay, so this door over here was a metal door. This door here and here was the white wood. This was a doorway that had no door and no door. And this door here was also metal, and this door here was metal.
Okay.
Right? Doorway, and also then a metal door. So just for the doors that you've encountered, that's what you've seen so far. And then up here, this looks like this went up onto a big balcony area, and there is no door at the top of those stairs. So what you do determine quickly, though, is that there are absolutely the presence of fiendish powers within 30 feet of you right now.
So it should tell me where I would know where creatures are located if they're
Correct.
within 30 feet.
Okay, so right there.
Right at the base of the stairs.
Like right here in the middle of where that chandelier is.
Okay.
And as that happens as well, Mahomi Cabarrus, you recognize that the letters themselves are not magical, but the humidor is, that the chandeliers.
It's going to take a while to ritually cast that spell. I don't know how long it takes, but yeah.
Even if it's 10 minutes,
all right?
Which is fine.
Okay.
I'm okay with just saying, again, you can work through it.
Cool.
I'm not going to sweat it.
Cool.
So you can tell that the lights are lit by some form of magic.
Mhm.
The humidor itself is also magic. And the
Nice.
paintings appear to have a preservation magic or an abjuration magic cast on them to preserve the paintings. That there's almost like a film across the paintings themselves that appears to be magical to protect the paintings.
And
Other
we
than
light
that-
and we all light up like Christmas trees. Yes.
And I was just gonna say, you guys all light up like the 4th of July on a fireworks show.
Nice. Okay. So
yeah, right here, Scott.
Okay, right here. I'm probably gonna go
you gonna
to
say
Matt because he's
anything,
our
or-
monk. Matt's our monk, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say, mate, I do not. I don't feel good about this. I think that we've got some very evil stuff going on here.
Can Hayes overhear that?
I'm not being
he's not-
overly quiet. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it so that like nobody outside of this room would be
Mhm.
able to hear, but I'm directing that at Matt.
And I'll tell you guys, there's no one currently in either of these two locations.
Okay.
Right? There's no one currently in either of these two locations that you can see.
Wait, you see?
Well, no, my Ioun Stone makes me immune to surprise or ambush. So I tell him I'm not picking up any anything coming our way.
Your Orvos sense.
I love
Yep.
it.
What do you think's out there, man? Like, does he would know if there? So he knows that there's like a fiend out there, like an actual
Very-
fiend.
Like, yeah, no, Scott, you're very aware of the fact that it is not evil, it is fiendish evil.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think there is a fiend out there.
Can you just kind
So
of
it's-
motion towards him for me?
So I've got my back towards the door, and I'm like,
Mhm.
it's right. It's back here, right at the chandelier at the base of the stairs, or where the stairs end.
Cool. I'm gonna wing
So it's-
fairy fire right at that location.
It's lawful evil, not chaotic evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Matt. That's correct. And you're going to cast Fairy Fire.
Yep.
You don't. I mean, is Fairy Fire an area effect that you're going to try to. Okay.
Fairy fire. Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. Your choice. Any creature in the
Okay.
area when the spell is cast is also outlined. For the duration, objects that affect a creature should dim light. Yeah. Basically, it's going to outline an invisible creature.
So you're going to move to here to be able to cast into that area, right?
Sure.
Or at least
'cause where,
move to
where
where
does
it's
he say it is? He said
outside.
it. He said it's right here.
No,
It's right here.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like move right there and just wing it like right out into the hallway. Just.
And as I see you doing that, I'm like, oh crap, he's already moving. Oh, rogue. We need somebody to stealth away. Anyways, I just shake my head basically.
And I'm just gonna kind of disguise just party, man. Woo! And just like fire some like fireworks out the door.
So, I mean, Josh, it's fantastic, right?
Mhm.
It lights up the entire foyer,
Mm-hmm.
and there's these twinkling, blue and red and purples, and it is some far out light effects
Very nice.
all over the ceiling, and it kind of cascades and falls down over the chandelier. However, there's nothing outlined in that space.
Just nothing in a 20-foot radius, centered right
Nope.
here. Nothing.
Even right here. Nope.
Okay, cool. Then it was an awesome light show.
It looks fantastic. Looks rad as hell.
And nothing happened.
Nothing
Nope.
happening.
Well, what the hell just happened? Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong, guys.
I
So-
stand up.
You do see Williford come to the edge of the door,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now that you can kind of, one, he kind of sees what you get, that there's
Yeah.
this hippie light show going on. And he is amused.
Mm.
I mean, and by amused, I mean his face that's normally like this goes to this. And a slow.
I step a little closer to Williford and say, "Hey, Williford, we actually have some questions about these papers. If you don't mind coming here."
And are you maintaining concentration trying to do that,
Yes,
Scott? Okay.
correct.
Because you're 11th level and badass and won't make you roll. One, you can tell that Wilford is not evil.
Good.
But two, you can sense that this area right here is consecrated.
Okay.
Consecrated or desecrated?
Consecrated.
Oh, okay.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, Williford, could you come here and take a look at this? These, like, we're confused as to what these are for.
Certainly. Do you mean the letters?
Yes, yeah.
To make sure that when I announce you to the party that I do announce your names all correctly. Have I erred?
So the question that I have is there's a name on here that means a lot to us, but he's not here with us.
Yes, Oswald Therigen. His mother and father, though, are here. And I know that it would mean a tremendous amount to them to know that their son is still considered a part of your, if I may use that term, fellowship.
Most certainly. Do I detect any with my insight? Would I pick up on
Nope.
anything? Okay.
Dream.
Yeah. Okay.
He seems again like it's really really bizarre, Scott, because you can tell that there is a healthy mix of crap and cream, but from Williford it seems super straight laced. Like he wrote these down to make sure that he had the names right. He doesn't appear to be lying to you. It literally sounds like he wrote the names down so he could read them correctly when he announces your party.
But
Okay.
Wilford, you've got 6 names on each sheet.
Why'd you have to
Wouldn't
write down 6 times? Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better served to have one of our names on each sheet so when we can hand it to you, you don't have to read all of them again? Or you, I'm assuming you're astute enough to realize which one of us hands you the sheet. And then as myself or Eckhart will come through last, you would obviously realize Oswald's sheet and we'd hand that to you as well. Is that kind of the gist of it?
Simply trying to honor your friend and allow each of you to determine how your name should be spoken in your own way. And it is my apology if I have erred or offended you in any way. I can assure you that it was not my intention.
No, Oswald's with us all the time in our hearts, and it's just weird to see his name in writing again.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's been many years. However, for his family, it is every day that they deal with the loss of their son. I understand your sentiment, though.
I'm gonna if Wilford is sticking around, I'm gonna whisper if he ends up, after we're done asking questions being done, I'm gonna go to Harry and say, "Hey, Harry, mate."
Would you like a tour of the home, or would you prefer to be escorted out to meet your families?
Real quick, Win, before he does that,
Yeah.
I just want to concentrate a little bit on my detect magic. Is there anything magical on Williford?
He appears to have, he appears to have something magical about his raiment.
Okay. What's I'm gonna focus. Do I let's see here. Do you know what school of magic it is?
If it is, where's that good old detect magic?
Detect magic says you see a faint aura around any visible creature or object if the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any.
Correct. So he has a raiment, and their raiment appears to be a school of illusion.
Oh. Okay. I'm I'm gonna pass that on to. I'm just gonna kind of like back up to let's see here.
Harry.
Yeah,
And remember, he's
not
just
to
asked
Harry.
if, and he's just
Um,
asked if you guys would like a tour
to
of the
Eckhart.
home, or if you'd like to be announced to your family.
I'm just gonna back up and just kind of like be like, "Yo, man, this guy's robes have some serious illusion woven into them."
Hey Harry. I
What's
was
up?
gonna have you. I was gonna have you go on a little excursion and explore. He's gonna take us around the house. Do you want to break away and just see what you can find?
What do you think?
Uh, I'm thinking if you go, under the stairs there, might be a good place to start.
Okay. Is Wilford still in the room?
Yeah, he's waiting.
He's
Well,
still
he's out in the foyer or whatever, right?
right.
I
So
hit.
he's standing here.
I hear this, and I use my cantrip message,
Mm-hmm.
and
Maybe
I
I'll have
hit
to have him come to
Harry.
here, I guess, because you guys didn't move out. So I'll have him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hit Harry with the cantrip and say, Harry, don't anything. Just look.
And I look at you and I wink and I cast invisibility on myself.
He's just gone.
With Willifert standing there.
Yeah, Williford's standing
Oh,
right
he's
here.
there. Okay, sorry. I thought he was
All
still
right.
in the hallway.
So before you do that, I'm just gonna kind of hold my hand on you. Do you guys want a tour of the place, or do you just want to go and see our families? Might be interesting to see what the place looks like.
I don't know, man. Whatever you guys want, I'm cool.
I am. I haven't seen my parents in a long time. I want to see my parents.
Perhaps we should announce you, and then if you would like, there's several hours still until we have dinner. You could always be announced, and then find however you would like to spend the time here. It would be up to you.
Guys, let's go look at our families and let's go look at the house.
Done.
So with that, he sweeps you guys through the home, and so notably you guys can just follow along. So back into this, right, kind of foyer and entry area where again there's more statuary and there's paintings of different castellanters over the years. But right here and right here are two very recently added pictures that catch your breath as you come in, because they're of your families, along with what appears to be Lord Castellanter and his exquisite, unbelievably unearthly attractive wife, and two of the just cutest, beautiful twin children that two human creatures could have ever produced, that appear to be their offspring. But it's like family pictures
shot?
like a group shot, but it's got like your families with their family in those portraits.
I'm gonna stop and actually just take a look at it, and if I still have my detect evil and good going, I don't know if 10 minutes has passed, then I'm gonna see if there's anything I noticed. Okay, anything in this room that sticks out?
Nothing evil, but as you do get closer, Scott, where this door is open here, you can sense evil from all three of these guards.
Okay.
And into here, this is an open doorway that goes into a mud room. And you can see what looks benches and some built-in cubbies that appear to have boots and gloves, a small hose and spades, things that you would use for gardening. And through this open doorway here, let me kind of read to you what you can see through there. So this is a library, and it is extraordinarily beautiful from floor to ceiling. These incredible books unbelievable books and tomes. And here in the middle, these two desks that kind of face each other with, again, several chairs scattered around and books piled up on the desks. And you can see very quickly that these are books that look to be business books, ledgers, inkwells, things that have got, big rolling sheets for tabulations, right? And it looks very active. It doesn't look like a picturesque library, and it also doesn't look like it was cleaned up prior to the party. You can tell that this almost seems to be the brain center of whatever business that it is that Lord Castellanter and your families, seem to be engaged in. And then into here, you can kind of see through to this section there, and it's a reading room. And within this, again, are a couple of just large overstuffed chairs and a table in the middle. And behind here, up onto these, are these tall stained glass windows that shed just an incredible light that changes colors as it goes through the stained glass and into that reading room, kind of further illuminating this library that's through there. Again, tall chandeliers, tall ceilings, and along the bookcases are ladders that run on rails that would allow for people to get up and select, different tomes as they might have need throughout. He is motioning you to come through this area here. And then you can see that there's another metal door that's open that appears to open up onto the garden and backyard area.
So in looking at the pictures, is there anything that stands out other than that they're just beautiful people in a picture with our family?
Beautiful picture in a picture with your family, and your family looks older, but they also look really, really, really happy.
Okay. All right. The three guys that are out there that I sense that are evil, would I know, are they, fae, fiend, or undead, or anything like that?
Nope. And if it's a specific creature type, I'll tell you.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. Anybody else?
Nope.
I'm gonna look back and wink at Harry.
Yeah. So Willifert, where is my little Willie?
He's right here.
Oh boy, come on, Willie. Willie inevitably just leads you guys outside, but as he gets to here, he puts his arm behind him, kind of to pause each of you so that he can read your names. And as you get closer to here as well, Scott, again, you can now see these two. I have no idea how to do this.
What are you trying to do?
Have two guards on both sides here pop up.
You can copy any of the guards, or you can drag. Are they already there?
Are they just on a different layer?
Are they in the GM layer?
They're in the GM layer. So how do I go to the GM layer?
Over on the left where the box is at, in the little map tools, it says the box. Go over and click on it and select GM layer.
Right.
And then go over to the guards and right click on them and say layer, token layer.
Yeah.
Okay. That worked.
There you go. Perfect.
There should be two of them though. So who did we cover?
You got to do it to the other one.
Is that? Oh, there he is. Come on, Cracker. There we go.
All right.
And then I go back to the maps and backgrounds.
Yep. Not
Why did
maps
they
and
pop
backgrounds,
up?
but object token layer.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Woo. Guys, I'm learning.
Yay.
Yes.
We were not retarded. Yay. So as you come out into the backyard, again, this is it's an exquisite, unbelievable, well-kept, low, well-cut grass, shrubs, these towering, impossibly beautiful trees that appear to be from different woods. Very quickly, Cabarrus, you can tell this one almost looks like this particular tree, this tree. They are ancient trees. Hundreds of years old. Bro,
I'm just gonna go walk out there and just start like, hey, how's it going? How you been? You've been here
Yeah,
for a
so-
long time, haven't you, buddy? Just
He
Yeah,
keeps,
so this
keeps
whole
looking by
place.
me and kind of pushes me a little bit, and I look
Mhm.
at Wilford and I'm like,
Well, hold
you
on real
might
quick.
want to announce him first.
Yeah, I
oh,
was just gonna say, like, we're gonna hold you back here for just a minute.
sorry.
I mean, I know you're excited to commune with your trees, but and then again, there are these flagstone laid path that winds around the home, and you can then see as you're kind of going to exit out this garden that's over through to here. The pathway and all again through this area is flowers and raised garden beds that are growing herbs and plants and things that you've just never seen in your entire life, Caboose. Like it's really
Mm.
things that seem imported
Exotic?
even from very exotic, from like the jungles of Cholt, right, to the maybe even from the far east of a place that you've never heard of called Karatur, and from
Ooh.
areas from all over Theron that you've just
Is-
never been able to even see.
Okay. I'm keeping my eye out for the gardener or the groundskeeper.
Oh yeah, you and the gardener are gonna
Oh,
have to
yeah.
hang out.
Yeah.
So as you come, though, more importantly is that you see gathered through these trees, you see your family. And all of these people who love you and are excited, and as they see you, a cheer breaks out, like this incredible cheer from everybody that's in attendance, that goes on for several minutes, 2-3 minutes. And for those of you whose mothers or fathers are there, they're in tears, or for younger brothers and sisters, again, this is heart-wrenching and emotional, and a really incredible moment that you're now sharing with this family that you've been away from for, in some cases, a decade or longer that you've seen them. And as they wait, you see the Castellanters. Where is Lord Castellanter and his wife standing
Mhm.
right here and here, right?
Okay.
Where's he at on the map? Come here, buddy guy. Take him and move him down. That is kind of hard to drag and drop these guys.
It can be, definitely.
Man, it's like not playing around there, my fellows.
Yep.
Where's her sweet ass at? I mean, sweet butt. And now that you can see her in person, she is, to use a term, she fine as hell.
Okay.
And you see the aforementioned 2 super cute kids that you guys have in your handouts.
And you were telling me on those guards, I sense evil as well.
On the guards that are immediately outside of the door, you sense evil.
Okay.
Do you guys see that in your little handouts?
I
Yeah,
see it on
and
the screen.
I'm putting them up for the
There you
Those
go.
watching on the stream.
For the little Twitchy McTwitchersons.
yes.
And then with one of the scrolls that's left from the pile he handed you, and you'll note that you kept 5 and he kept 1.
Correct.
And so now it makes a bit more sense, Scott.
Okay.
So he reads carefully from each of them your name, and at the mention of each of your name, your respective friends and family that have gathered give you a hurrah. Until the last one, Oswald Therigen, is read, and the entire group gives a really loud hurrah. And you can see his aged mother and father and his mom just in an absolute mess of tears.
I walk up to her.
Yeah, and he moves aside so now you guys can come out, and Scott or Josh, you can go commune with trees.
All right, cool.
I walk up to his mother and I kneel in front of her. He will never be forgotten, and he will always be in our hearts.
And then she's just a weepy mess,
And then I stand up
and
I hug her.
embraces you and gives you, big huggies.
I hug them both.
She's right here,
Where's she at?
right there.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. And so I hug her.
Eckert has the heebie-jeebies, and so he's gonna stand in a way where anybody he doesn't know, he's trying to keep in his vision. He doesn't want anybody behind him that he doesn't know and is sensed that is evil.
And Scott, we're probably far enough along that that spell has probably run out now. We probably have been more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
This something just it's not right. I see my family, but I don't know.
I think in your case, Dave, it's probably just your dad, but But dude, and just very quickly, gentlemen, I mean, your family, whoever's there, wash over you, right? And you can tell it's not illusion, it's not fake. Like it's the smell of your mother's perfume and the stink of your father's pipe, and I mean, these are your real family.
Cool.
So I go up to my father and I just give him a hug and just start holding him, and we just start talking about tinkering and stuff like that.
They're excited. Like, oh my gosh, they're excited. One of the first things, though, that you do notice, Dennis and Scott, is that as you're coming out, there's a servant who is right here.
Okay.
Who is handing each of you these flowered leis. These really beautiful flowered leis that are this beautiful white flower intermixed occasionally with these soft red flowers that almost look like a burst of red through the flower. And you can see your family is all wearing these leis, and now both the Castellaners are wearing the leis, and necklaces of flowers, not to be culturally appropriating from Hawaiian and Polynesian cultures that may be offended by our broadcast. But again, the servant will offer each of you leis if you would like to wear these.
I hold it, and I look over, and I'm like, "Hey, Bug!" And I kind of show it to him, like, is it safe?
Cameras, they smell amazing, but you have no idea what flowers they are. But then again, you don't recognize 90% of the flowers in this garden in the first place.
This is beyond me, man. This stuff's far out.
Could I roll like a survival check or something, or maybe it would still be insight to know if, like, I've just got my senses going off that something's not right here, and I don't know if I trust these flowers.
Yeah, I mean that's fair enough. I mean, you're certainly unnerved by it's a really contrasting moment, right? I mean, you're overwhelmed at this reuniting of your family, and yet you're firmly aware of the fact that most of the household seems to be evil, and there's the presence of some fiendish presence. And so, yeah, I think you can take any actions that you feel are probably in your character or your group's best interest.
I'm gonna try. Like, I'm not a very charismatic person, so I'm gonna try and still be, saying hi to everyone. I probably won't take the flowers and put them on. And like internally, the debate that's going on with Eckert is he knows that there's evil. He's not seeing any of it being obvious, but through his spell, he knows that it's evil, and he's really starting to doubt whether it's good to be around his family right now, or if he's in still like adventurer mode and just jumpy at everything. Like,
yeah, fair enough. I think that what your gut instinct would tell you is that your family's in deep shit.
Okay.
That's your takeaway. Your takeaway is something here is extremely good. Something here has really genuinely taken care of your family and has really genuine affections for your family. And you feel like it's Victor, right? Like you feel like he has pretty genuine intentions, even though most of your small talk was pitter patter, right? I mean, it's kind of like, you can tell it's kind of what the guy probably does for a living, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a businessman. He's a philanthropist. From what you guys have heard, he owns a bank that he lends money to up and coming inventors and entrepreneurs. And I mean, he really seems to be kind of a legit deal. But to contrast that, there is something really, 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 really horribly wrong, both with the situation and with the setup.
Okay. And again, he wears different garb than all of the guards and everybody else, right?
He is actually wearing this pure white robes that he has a very prominent symbol of his faith as a cleric of Siamorph, the god of nobility.
Okay.
Whereas in his wife is bedecked in what you guys have no
got
idea.
no
But that's
idea.
the most expensive dress. Like Dennis, you know from your
Yeah.
time on the trade route, she is wearing probably a dress that costs as much as a small house.
Okay.
Like it is absolutely, and so to yours as well, Cabarrus. I mean, you can tell like whatever she's wearing is 100% magical effect.
This is his wife? Okay.
His wife, guys, she is hotter than a $2 pistol in the noonday sun. Like she is exquisite.
So I'm not gonna mess with her.
No, she is unreal though. Like she is probably the hottest woman any of you have ever laid eyes on. She is unbelievably attractive. And has like an extraordinary presence. Like you can just tell that she fills this house almost on her own with her presence. Like she is an incredibly stunning human being to be around. Like it's really difficult to not be distracted.
I put the lay on since I don't know that Eckert has the heebie-jeebies, and I put it on and I walk up to my family and I give my parents the world's biggest hug, and yeah, I'm happy as all can be.
Yeah. So anybody else, Matt, Josh, taking the lays, not taking the lays, hanging out with your family, communing, humping trees. What are you guys doing?
I take a lay because I think of Monks of the Flower, which I think was like the highest level a monk could get in first edition D&D.
Right.
So that's what my character thinks about as he puts on a lay, is, being a grand monk of the flowers.
Okay, I love it. Dave Mullins,
Yep.
as you and your father are talking about all the fun things that are going on inside of the house and getting caught up, did you take a lay or no?
I have a lay in my hand, but I didn't put it on. I'm just holding
Okay.
it.
So as you're talking, Dave, you can very quickly pick out your father is giving you hand signals in cant
Okay.
and is telling you to not put on the lay.
And I look at him, and back in Thief's Cant, I ask him, is he okay?
And he says no.
It's
And then
about to get real.
And then I ask him, do you need help?
Yes.
Could-
It's so good to see you, lad. It's been forever. Get us the hell out of here.
So as I'm holding a lay, I keep it in my hand, and I take my dad's head and I put it against mine, and I got the foreheads against each other. And we kind of look at each other as we're holding head to head. And I just say to him, I'll just take care of you. And I say that in Gnomish.
And in Gnomish, he quietly whispers back, I don't think you can. But if you have any chance, you need to get to the basement.
Where I told them to go.
So, Dave, as you're Gnomish to Gnomish head to head, that's what he says.
Okay.
Where is he from me?
Yeah,
I don't know. Where did Dave move? Dave is.
I'm just right over here by the tree.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Harry's by the tree with Hayes.
Hmm.
Junebug, Hayes, are you and your family, you guys link arms around the tree? And
Yeah,
and
we're giving it a
hold the
big
tree in
hug.
between each other.
And so my family, I assume, also speaks Druidic.
They do.
Sweet. Hey guys, good to see you.
little bro, been so long.
How are you? Everything cool here?
We have this, and it's your mother.
Hmm.
We have this entire beautiful garden, which we care for and love it so. And again, in Druidic, right? They're not screeching about warnings, and I mean, you can tell, Josh, like they genuinely have poured their heart and soul into this garden, and it
Okay.
appears that that's probably their responsibility here at the house
Okay.
is working the garden. And you can kind of see over into this section over here
Mm-hmm.
that these are these large greenhouses that rise about 16, 15 feet up,
Mm-hmm.
and they're filled with butterflies. Like, and through this entire area over here, you can just see these just almost swarms of butterflies flying up and around, and no predators. And over in this area right here, there are songbirds.
Are they caged in or are they free?
They're free to roam.
Yeah.
And again, even the birds have an entrance in and an entrance or an exit out.
Yeah, okay.
Through the cage. It's, I mean, and for your family, I mean, dude, for a bunch of, vegan grass growing hippies, this is like, bruh, they're probably in heaven.
I was gonna say. So, and are they wearing their leis?
They are, and they're super excited to show you what they've been working on over in this direction. So as quickly as they can, they will try to kind of shepherd you over to here to show you what they've been working on with their garden.
Sure, I'll go with them.
Okay. So you can just move your hazy haze over here.
Yep.
Okay.
So real quick on the way through, Josh,
Yeah.
this is a statue here to the god Seamorph, who appears to have his hands outstretched as if he is blessing the household. So the hands extend towards the household this way, like Seamorph is blessing the house.
Gotcha. So like that way.
A bit more towards the windows this way.
Yeah, keep going.
There.
Okay. Right there.
Cool.
Yep.
So Josh Wynn, because Eckert is on, he's like not quite there. He's smiling when he gives hugs, but it's totally just his mouth, and he is just trying to keep his eyes and ears open. My character happened to be by Harry. Would I have picked up on anything that happened there?
You can hear that there was some conversation. Again, you've been around Harry long enough that you don't speak cant, but you are aware enough of the fact that he has a sign language and a body, sensing of body motion and movement, posture that you've seen him use in the past. And it seemed fairly obvious that he and his father had some conversation that, that's probably in line with things you've seen him do in the past.
Okay. All right.
Dennis, Matt.
I asked my parents how they're doing.
They're so excited. Oh my gosh.
I'm so
Dennis,
excited.
They're so happy to be there, and so happy that you have finally, your mom especially, like, it's been so long and you don't write and you don't call, and she's the artistic one. Your father is kind of more of the practical one, but she is telling you about these songs that she's written and how as a patron, Lady Castellanter has encouraged her to write pieces that are now being played in other noble houses throughout the city. And it literally, you can tell, Dennis, is like a culmination of her dreams literally coming true to be writing these pieces of music that are being played in the most significant city in the world. And she just seems overjoyed. Whereas your father just seems overjoyed that your mom is overjoyed.
So I acknowledge my mom's joy and let her know I would love to hear this at a later time. And I look at my father, who's probably not been very approved of my choices of late.
No, he's pretty positive you're gay.
Yeah, and I look at him and I'm
You're
like,
way too pretty to.
Yep.
There we go.
You look like you're just hanging out over there on the side. Are you hanging out with your family, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I have a human dad and an elf mom. It's
And
probably
we're
an
back.
awkward reunion for both of them too. I don't think they're together anymore, but maybe they are.
So let's just have you pick one of them is there and the other is not.
Okay, my elf mom is there.
And again, she is super excited to again reunite, but within your long lifespans, it's not the same sense of loss, right? And spatial distance that it is for lesser lived races like humans and halflings who, right, don't live to be several hundred years old. But she's excited and wants to hear all your tales and is intrigued by your pursuit of aestheticism and why that's the path that you've chosen to follow it. And it's very, I mean, Matt, you can tell she's really engaged, and of course she's your mother and she loves you and is so excited to see you. But you can tell as well that the other thing that seems a little off to you, Matt, is they're all wearing really similar clothing. Like they're all wearing effectively clothing that has the same effective color scheme as the rest of the household staff.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not sure what your mother's role would be here.
Yeah, are you a servant to your mother?
No, I simply live here, and I am allowed to come and go as I please.
Do you come and go as you please?
I do.
What do you think of your host?
Interesting, yes. A conversation that we should have at some point, Arvost. A conversation that we should have. Perhaps after dinner, or maybe even at dinner.
Okay, but not here, I understand.
Oh no, it'd be so rude. And Matt, you can catch the undertones, right? That she is way too close to both Victor and Amelia.
Mm-hmm.
That whether it's that she's distrustful, fearful, or it's simply like she just is not trying to be impolite.
are they speaking in Elvish?
That's up to Matt, whether it's common or Elvish. That would
Sure.
Speak it Elvish.
I'll speak Elvish.
I speak Elvish.
That's
Do
why
you
I asked.
know?
I want to. They're close enough to me. I could probably overhear it as well.
a little bit. I mean, you guys are. This is all kind of happening at the same time, right? So you're. Yeah, I mean, you're meeting with your parents, and it's kind of like this really joyous, loud. You know, I mean, there's a hum, a definite vibe and energy of everyone reuniting, and that's not even the worst of it, guys. The worst of it is that back here, there is a crowd. There is an unbelievably large crowd of people, and you now see
Where?
Bruce, as you come back,
Yeah. Okay.
that there are tables set up along here, and there must be between the gardens and this space, there probably is at least 100 to maybe even 150 people here.
Oh wow.
It is packed in the back.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so while I'm talking to my dad, we're just talking about general stories about growing up, but I'm touching his hand and I'm doing hand signals with his hand saying that I'm going to sneak away and I want him to continue talking the stories with my mage hand. And I'm going to cast mage hand to hold the lay as we're walking, and he's going to continue the talk and we're going to keep going under the tree. And then I'm going to cast invisibility to sneak away, to go to the basement.
Yeah, so Dave, let's say that you get over to here, that he's kind of showing you stuff, and then you have sufficient concealment that you could cast, probably without being observed.
Yeah, and then is that a stone wall?
It is.
If it's a stone wall, I'm automatically invisible against stone because I'm a deep gnome.
Right. But remember that invisibility will end if you encounter another surface that you would not blend into in the same way.
So what it allows me to do is while I'm there, even my father's a deep gnome, so we're kind of, you can see us, but not really. So it's the best place for me to disappear.
Yeah, you can cast
While my
invisibility
dad's
with no one seeing you. I'm totally okay
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. So my dad's gonna stay in the corner. I got the mage hand that I just cast, holding delay as he's just talking about stories, and then I cast invisibility.
And Dennis, he's going to come even over to, or I mean, Dave, he's going to come almost behind here, so where the trunk is at, right? So there's physical concealment in addition to whatever special, you know, gnomish, roguey, illusory crap that you're capable of.
Okay.
And then, yeah, you're able to go invisible.
Awesome. So let me go ahead and I'll cast that real quick. So now that I'm invisible, I'm actually gonna go towards Eckhart. And I'm guessing Eckhart being a cleric, you have a robe of some sort?
Yep. I'm sure I have a robe covering my armor.
And since we have been partners for many, many, many moons, you're familiar with me going invisible and sneaking under your robe.
Okay.
So I'm going to sneak under your robe, and I'm
It
going to
was
say,
only awkward the first time.
Maybe the first 10, but it's been way
I'm gonna
past
say-
10 times.
I'm going to say, guess who?
Hey, Harry. No, not you, Mom. You're not Harry. I promise.
Hey, just listen. So, my dad's in the corner, and he's just talking up a storm. Anyway, he told me that everyone here is in danger, and don't put on delay. It's dangerous.
Okay. Well, I did.
He said we have to go to the basement. Something's in the basement.
Okay, I'm gonna excuse myself to use the restroom. Give me a minute.
Wait. Don't open your fly while I'm under here.
Eckert. You go. I'll meet you at the door.
Okay. And then you feel me leave under your robe.
Okay. And I'm gonna ask my family. Just say, I think I saw a restroom back here. Like, can I just go in there? I gotta. It was a long trip. I haven't taken a chance to take a break in a minute.
Yeah, so your family actually will point. Give me just 2 quick seconds, Scott, and I'll have this.
You're
I
good.
think. Dude, trying to use this stuff is still honestly like
It's
foreign.
new. It's definitely takes a bit.
I'm getting there. So now on objects and tokens, can you guys see the guards that now kind of come into view, and you can see where the Lord and
Yeah.
Lady Castle have moved?
Yeah, like over here.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. So this spot here actually appears to be a guest house. And your family and you are all kind of ushered in or kind of directed this way
Mhm.
to where they actually show you into the guest house to
Oh.
where, again, you're given time to rest and relax and freshen up.
Short rest.
And figure out,
Cool.
yeah, I mean, use the bathroom and go through that whole process.
Okay.
Okay, so we're all in that guest house, and I just sent Harry to go look at the basement.
Correct. So let's move all you guys into where that, sexy guest house is at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, we can get you guys there. It's super easy stuff.
Is our family there with us?
Yeah, but for the most part, they're all going to stay outside and kind of mingle with all these people. And as you're kind of going into it, they, again, they'll tell you, hey, these are some of the people we work with, or they'll introduce you to different people that are gathered back here as merchants that they've helped, with their entrepreneurial business, or that they've given loans to, or like in Cabarus's parents' case, people who have opened their own farms that are now selling produce that his parents helped with seed germination and kind of this whole process.
The granola
they're
farmers.
Yeah, they're really, really, really proud. Like, for the most part, you can tell, again, that's where it's really difficult, Scott, is you can tell there's a lot of cream here. Like there's a lot of really good, where these aren't like, a bunch of thieves in disguise waiting to ambush you guys. Like these are really humble people who you can tell are absolutely being helped, by your family. So in this first area is kind of a mud room and a kind of an entry, a foyer, just a place to kind of kick off your shoes. And there's benches and there's a fireplace right here in the corner as you come in,
Okay.
right, to be able to warm yourself to. In this space through there is storage. And again, it's a place where here's your potty, right? There's your hole.
Very
the
good.
loo, right? So you want to take a piss. And
I-
again, through here, there's cubbies and storage lockers through that space. Yeah, Dennis, go ahead.
I take my layoff and throw it in the fireplace.
Yeah, that's
my
fine.
layout's frozen, and a couple of you guys are frozen. Your faces.
Yeah, so that is Dennis, you guys are really honestly left alone in that guest house. So this area here is a dining room that has 2 oversized kitchen tables that have about 12 total chairs, right? I mean, and there's space for a third table that's up against this wall right here, and chairs that are stacked along it. So you could ostensibly feed 18 people in here. This area here is kind of a sitting room, and then are those bedrooms? What is CG5? This is a billiards room that's got a card table and
Nice.
4 nice armchairs. I mean, this is like the guest house is pimp as shit, right? It's super nice, 9-foot ceilings, and it's made of incredibly well worked stone. All the doors are wooden, right? None of them have locks. And then you can see stairs that come up here that go up to that second floor. And again, I'm just going to kind of cut the chase so we can get after stuff that matters. But these are all effectively bedrooms through here, right? That are through this space. And then up into the attic again, more bedrooms. And it's a collection of really well-appointed beds with exquisite linens and stuffed down pillows and duvets with magical lights that you can touch to turn on and touch to turn off. Unfortunately, you can't clap and turn them off, but it's a really exquisite space. This room right here upstairs actually has a balcony that it overlooks onto the garden space that's there.
Nice.
And so a little bit nicer. It's got a canopy bed and standing mirrors that are in gilded frames, a writing desk with matching chair, dressers, wardrobes, and most importantly, an owlbear throw rug that's strapped over a padded chair with a matching ottoman. And then it opens up onto this balcony that then overlooks the garden right here. Right?
Yep.
Over here is where they have their carriage house. And again, you can smell and hear
stables and stuff.
Horses and their carriages and all that fun jazz. From the balcony, you can also then see how tall this building is. This is 3 full stories, including what looks to be an attic at the very top. And again, these the roof material appears to be almost a ruby colored tile that you can tell probably has some form of abjuration against fire.
Nice.
Right. I mean, you can just tell like this is a really well built, really well secured. It's got gutters. The gutters go into drops that probably go down into cisterns. Even the loo has a drop that once you sit up off of the hole, fire destroys whatever legal material that's down in the hole when you're done. So this is one pimp pad. So now you guys are able to gather together, pick bedrooms, and reconvene down maybe in here where you guys can now, chat and discuss whatever it is that you're concerned about. Meanwhile, your family is out here, and you can see that the party has gained some more people. We're lost. Sorry, Matt, I'm going to move you. Is that okay?
Hey guys, I have some internet issues here.
No worries. We can still hear you.
Yeah, you look and sound good to us, Theron. I mean, sorry, Harry.
Brother Harry. Anyway, so
Trying
you
to
guys
figure
can
it out.
now discuss and converse whatever it is that you've determined. And Dave, I'm assuming that you're just beelining for the basement.
While
Yeah.
he's beelining for the
Okay.
basement, I'm gonna tell everyone, guys, the guards are all evil, and Harry is been told by his father that we need to go to the basement. And if any of you still have those flowery necklaces on, I'd get rid of them as soon as you can.
Really? But they smell so nice, man.
They smell so good, Cabaroos.
Yeah. I'm like digging my leg. I'm like,
No.
I pull mine off
mhm.
and toss it in the fireplace as soon as they
What?
say.
Really?
Right.
They're bad? Oh, okay, man. So I'll take it off and kind of like,
No.
Hmm.
Josh, you love it.
really?
You love it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't think I want to take mine off, man.
Someone failed their role.
Josh, you love it.
I'm looking.
That must
I'm
be
looking.
one.
What is that? What is that? Yeah.
Do I love mine?
That's a Caleb dice. What's that,
That's a
Tony?
Caleb.
Oof. Ouch.
What's that, Matt?
Do I love my lay as well, or can I take it off?
No, you toss that crap into the fire, my guy. You do whatever you want.
Okay. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah,
Then-
it's gone.
Cool. So I'm not
Eckhart,
taking
you
mine
and Harry
off. I'm
never
like,
put yours on.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, you never put yours on, and neither
Correct.
did Harry.
Yeah, I did not.
All right.
So only
I-
one of you is just loving that flower, bro.
looked
Loving that
at
herb,
Eckhart.
my guy.
what's up?
Listen, Eckhart, we've been together
I'm
for
back.
a while. What do you suggest?
All I know is Harry is waiting for us. Well, it is Harry, so he may not be waiting for us.
Out of
But-
character. Help.
Harry should be waiting for us in the basement. He told me that he was talking to his dad. His dad said we need to get to the basement. I don't know how we get there because there's a lot of people out there. It's gonna be really hard to sneak. You guys know me. I'm not very good at the hiding in plain sight. Like everywhere I go, I make too much noise. But we got to get to that basement.
Hey, Mullins.
Yo.
Hey, toss me 2 of your happy sneak rolls.
All right.
All right. All right.
And I have advantage too, so I'll send them to you with advantage.
Okay.
So I can get us there, or I can get with Harry pretty quickly.
Yeah,
I can
me
create
too.
enough of a distraction that we all can get there. We just have to move quickly.
Hey, Win,
Yeah.
how long would it take me to ritually cast Forbiddance?
Ooh. I don't know. We'd have to look that one up.
I can literally do what I need to do in a matter of minutes. And I can get there, but I'm pretty sure you guys can get
It
there.
says 10 minutes.
So that's the casting time. Is that the same if I do it as a ritual?
What is the ritual? I forgot how much that adds. It's what, like 100 minutes? So
I thought
it's
it was
almost
like an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an hour.
Technically, it's an hour, right? In
Yeah.
Okay.
5e. Hold on.
So my question on this is I can create. Anyways, I can do that if you're familiar with it, but it's 40,000 square feet of floor space. Does it have to be open floor space, or can I just cast that and it goes out 40,000 square feet?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say that you would have to either define it to space or define it to structure, meaning you could define it to external space from point to point, or you would have to define it within internal space from point to point.
Okay.
Oh, I apologize. 5e's better. The ritual version of a spell takes 10 minutes longer to cast than normal.
So it takes me
Gotcha.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
It also does not expend a spell slot, which means the ritual version can't be cast at a higher level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and find a place while these guys are sneaky, and I'm going to ritual cast Forbiddance. What I'd like to do, Win, and this is where I'll leave it up to you. I'd like to do it either in the I guess the whole garden area surrounding the building, or in the main building. But I'd probably have to get to those spaces, and I don't know if I'll be able to spend 20 minutes kind of casting a spell.
Yeah, it'd
in plain
be
sight.
yeah, it'd be really probably difficult. In fact, it'd be impossible to do it in the garden without or with people seeing you.
Mm.
Like
Okay.
they would 1000% see.
That happening.
Yeah.
Is there
like,
is there any way that I could do it in the building? Maybe I go with these
in the
guys.
building you're in? You could claim your building or forbid your building easily
I wanna do it to the main building.
to the main building where you guys were smoking.
Correct.
Okay, you would have to get back in there and find a space where you could try to do that at.
Okay.
Yeah, you could try to do that.
Okay. I'm going to then my guy as because I know Dennis or Lucas wants to go and meet with him. I'm gonna see if Lucas can somehow I follow him and I'm gonna play like I'm looking in the library for a little bit, and that's where I'm gonna try and cast it for 20 minutes.
Okay, so you're gonna try
Well, I
in
can.
the library.
Yeah.
So here's what I do. This will help everybody out.
Okay. Sorry. You go.
So I'm going to cast Mislead. So I send out on the balcony a illusion of me. I turn invisible and I can go do whatever I want. And on the balcony is an illusion of me on the second floor balcony of the guest house. I have my drums, I have my bagpipes, and I have my lute. I pulled them all out. I've done them all up. My illusion is providing a concert of the telling of tales, starting from our first adventure to our last, for everybody in the garden. That allows me, I'm invisible. I can then walk to meet Harry at the stairs. But it should
Okay.
provide enough of a distraction for everybody else to do whatever else they need to do.
So, Dan, are you going to want to do that maybe up on that balcony?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that's what he
on the
said.
second floor of the guest house, so it oversees everybody,
Yeah.
and nobody.
So that'd be great because then
challenge
everybody can
my
kind of
illusion.
see you, and now you can regale them with tales.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that way nobody can go up and see that it's an illusion that's playing everything, right? So
Right.
with this it allows them, because they don't get a save or anything else. They have to physically interact with it to realize
Which no one's going to climb up on the balcony and poke you.
correct. So
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm performing this amazing concert that's telling stories and poems and drums and bagpipes, and just going from our very first adventure all the way to our end. So this is going to be a while, and it's going to allow everybody else to do whatever the hell they want, because it should be enough of a distraction that they can do what they need to do. I am invisible while this is taking place, and I can move as long as I don't touch like people or pull weapons and attack or do anything else like that.
Yeah. So
Hey,
you
can you be
you're only going to have 3 problems, right? 3
Okay.
problems are you are blinded and deafened while you're using it, so someone will have to drag you around.
That's not entirely accurate.
Oh,
No, it says while you're using its senses, you are blinded and deafened in regard to your own.
But he
stats.
can
So if
switch
you're
back
looking
and forth
through
as a bonus action.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So just remember that again, you're having to maintain concentration, and if you're back in the garden,
Yep.
then you won't be aware of where you're at.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
but can you do 2 concentration spells at once? Because isn't
No.
invisibility a concentration?
no, I meant
Invisibility is not. I don't believe.
mislead gives me invisibility.
Oh, it makes you invisible. Okay.
Correct.
Correct.
Dude,
Okay.
it's a huge spell. I mean, it's 5th
Yeah.
level.
It's a
That's
5th level
awesome.
spell. I'm casting a 5th level spell right now.
Yeah,
You've
no, I'm
got-
totally cool. I just meant to tell you, right? One,
Yeah.
you're concentrating and you have to maintain concentration.
Correct.
So if you do something else that would require concentration, suddenly that image would fail in front of hundreds of people.
Mhm.
Correct. So as long
And
as I
2
maintain my
yeah.
concentration, I'm pretty good.
Okay.
But I can maintain that. The easy part is maintaining it while I'm moving. The tough part is going to maintain it if I come into contact or fight or do something that requires me to break said concentration.
Yeah, deep sheezy at that point. So
Yeah.
within Dan, your kind of first 10, 20 minutes that Scott is preparing, like Scott, are you trying to prepare to then be able to go cast that in the house? Or are you then trying to prepare to cast that in the guest house that you guys are in?
If I
man.
have to prepare it where I'm going to cast it, I'm going to go into the main house.
Okay, gotcha. And so Tolman and Cabarrus, are you guys just going to go with Eckhart?
No, I'm really into this lay, man. I was gonna chill here and just kind of sniff it.
You love the lay, but you're still perfectly capable of
Oh.
taking whatever actions Hayes wants to take.
All right.
You just don't want to take off the lay.
What?
He's saying
You
it's
just don't
not
want to take off the lay.
Okay.
Tolman, anything else that you're doing?
And nobody else has a problem with me keeping it on. Cool. Good to know. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
I
it'll be all right.
told you guys to take it off.
He did.
I know.
And you don't want to.
And I don't want to.
And
No.
I know you love your plants, so I'm just like,
And they
all right.
respect your body.
I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm
Yeah.
pretty stealthy. I mean, I think I'll go with.
Yeah. Do you want to toss me some stealth rolls, Matt? If you're going with Lucas.
Sure. Where are we rolling?
Just into roll 20.
Oh, this is where I should have walked Matt through installing Beyond 20 on his desktop.
Mhm.
Oh, Matt, just roll him in Beyond then.
Hey,
Just roll him in
before-
Beyond.
Okay.
And I'll...
Where do I roll in beyond? Let's
You
see.
just click on all you have to do is click on the stat.
Oh,
So if you're-
cool.
Yeah. So if you click
Cool.
on stealth, it'll just roll for you. And then
So, how's
you got
that?
you got a
I got
12.
a 12.
Well, that was on acrobatics, so you need to roll on stealth.
Yeah, you want to
Oh,
go to
stealth.
stealth.
Yeah, stealth is the same bonus. So
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we don't care. So 12.
yeah.
Okay. So Matt, it's a big party. It's not a high DC to achieve, but when you and Lucas get to here, you know that with Willifert's positioning, you're going to either have to create a diversion or something's going to have to happen in order for you to get past him
How many of us are here?
into that area.
How many
So
of
Echo- yeah.
us who are
Go ahead and
visible
put your
are
sleeve
here?
on, Scott. 3 of you. Well, 2 of you.
Two of us,
You-
me and
Orvost.
Orvos. Okay, what happened to Eckert?
Lucas is invisible. Eckhart is in the library.
Where's the library?
Eckhart's in the library. We walked with Eckhart in the library. I'm completely invisible. Harry's
probably in the basement. That's what Dennis is saying.
Well-
Because he's frozen.
Bad idea to split the party is all I'm saying.
Yes, it is. But we're not quite heroes yet.
Wherever
We're
the hell.
almost heroes.
I'll create the diversion.
and
Whoa.
Wow,
Dennis. Yeah.
am I frozen?
Are you back?
You just came back.
Yeah.
You were frozen
Wow.
for sure.
That was weird.
Yeah. You're back?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I go talk to Williford and I take him back to the smoking room. I have a question about the brandy.
Oh, and Matt, he is excited to tell you anything you'd like to know about the brandy.
Okay. I ask him why it's purple. Is it the the skins of the plant? What plant is it? What's the distilling process?
And you can waste 5 to 10 minutes of him going on about the fermentation process and the specialized casks that are used, and how it comes from a berry that's harvested out of the Underdark. And man, I mean, you can easily get him to talk on for probably at least 10 minutes.
Okay.
You'll
And I
also
do.
notice real quickly, Matt and Cabarrus,
Mhm.
no one's coming in through these areas anymore. Like, it looks
Okay.
like whatever guests have come have come.
Okay.
Very quickly back to Mullins. So Mullins, you see I moved your character.
Yep.
Okay. So down here, this is a well swept cellar. It is literally free of dust, spiderwebs, anything. And you see all along here are
Hey, hold on. I'm trying to find
shelves.
out where you are. Hold on. Oh, the bottom. There you go.
Cellar.
Okay.
Bottom right.
So there are shelves with foodstuffs, with extra candles, with all sorts of just different things that the household may need. This door right here is solid iron and has 3 different locks on it. I mean, it is an incredible looking door, like unbelievable. To the
Okay.
right over here, you can see that these are just racks full of different spirits, different wines, different liquors, beer, ale, just a host of different libations. But most importantly, there are 2 gigantic cisterns that take up almost this area here and this area here that appear to just be water that's used for the house.
Now, while I'm down there, does it look like people travel down here? Is it well kept? Is it clean? Are the footprints? What do I see?
Oh yeah, especially today, you can tell this place has been like super duper duper well traveled.
Okay. Well, I'm going to walk over here and I'm going to look at the cisterns. And I'm looking at them. Can I determine if it's just clean water or if the water is kind of poisoned?
The water you can tell is super clean, and it's even got pipes that come through what you might assume would either be plumbing up at ground level, because now you're right, you're below ground. Either up at ground level, maybe street level, or even maybe further up into the home. But most importantly, Dave, is that there's a holy symbol of Seamorph right here. And you can very easily see, because the DC is seriously comically low, that there is a passageway door that in the rock work that you can tell would open up into this area there.
Tempting. Let me see what my character's going to do. Ooh, okay. My character's actually smart. I just rolled just a random dice to see what I would do. Now, since I see there's something there, does it look like there's any footprints going that way?
No, because this whole place is well swept the entire time. Like, this is extraordinarily clean.
And is it just a tunnel again, or was there something back there?
You can just tell that there's a where the masonry is at, right? It's kind of offset and coining, but you can tell that there is a way to open up that masonry, which would open up a passage. And you can even feel in the earth that wall is not as solid as the rest of the walls around it.
Can I hear anything from behind that wall or coming from where the...
As you put your ear to it, a little bit of a low hum, like almost a vibration.
So I'm going to pull up my bag of tricks and let me see what I have in it. Was it gray? Is that the one we chose?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what I have in there. Bag of tricks. All right, so I have a weasel, A giant rat. That's not going to help. Badger, boar, panther, giant badger, direwolf. Oh, okay. So I'm going to actually pull out a fuzzball and I'm going to create a weasel. And
Squeaky, 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 squeaky. Get yourself
And
a
then-
cute weasel.
I'm looking at the weasel. And is there any way weasels are small. If they can get their face in, they can get their whole body in.
Nope, there are no cracks and there's no apparent holes.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the metal door. And is there anything around the metal door that I can send the weasel in?
No, but there are 3 like linearly dropping locks that you can tell are extremely complicated. And as a thief, I'm master thief, probably would take you about 42 seconds to get through. However, that would be impossible for any other human being.
Okay. So I'm actually going to hang out with my little weasel for a second and see if Eckhart comes in, because there's a reason why there's 3 locks on there, and I am 80 pounds, 2.5 feet tall, and a couple hundred years old. I don't think I'll survive whatever's behind there. With
But
3
Dave,
locks.
just being clear, you are firmly aware of the fact that you can just tell you'd pick that shit like it was going out of style. Like, you know,
Oh, I
this
know
is
I can.
well within your abilities, right? So
I know
are
I
you
can
just
pick
gonna,
that lock.
so are you just waiting over here until you get back up?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of hang out kind of right here so I can see if anyone comes down the steps, and just
Okay.
wait a few minutes to see if anyone comes, and then maybe at
And you
that
can
time I'll
blend
determine.
Yeah, it's all
Excuse me?
stoneworked wall, so you could just blend against it and just be as invisible as hell.
Yeah, so I'm going to sit tight just for a few minutes to see if anyone comes, and then I'll make a decision at that time.
Okay. So Scott, you're preparing to cast your spell.
Correct.
Matt, you are keeping Willifert. In fact, he'll even come in and he's talking to you. And so, what are the 2 of you guys doing here, Cabarrus and Dennis? You guys are going down?
We'll go downstairs, yeah. Well, I'll go downstairs. I don't know about Dennis.
Denise?
He's on mute.
I will go downstairs as well.
Okay, you just move yourselves where you're at.
Cool.
Yep.
And Dave, you quickly see both Hayes and Lucas have come down the stairs. The lighting down here, real quick, you guys don't have the same vision as Dave, right? Dennis, you're human. It's really dim. Like, there's no source of light, as the last light was right there.
I'll bust out my sphere thingy. What's that thing
Your
called?
drift globe.
My drift
Okay.
globe. Doink.
Cool.
And there's now light from his drift globe.
When the drift globe lights up, you're going to see a weasel that is floating around at about 2.5 feet high.
Nice.
However, having adventures with him,
Blinky, good to see you.
yeah, for 25 years, 20 years now, he's pulled this shit before, and this is an old trick. Neither of you are entertained by it.
Dude, the weasel and I are like just pals at this point. Like, hey man.
Guys. Where's everyone else?
I can start shit right now. However, we don't have everybody here. What do we want to do?
So then all you see is the weasel extending, like it's on his arm, and he points to the metal door and he goes, look, that door. There's something big behind there. Lots of locks.
Okay, I walk up. I look at them. Are they magical? Arcana?
No. Nope, they're purely mechanical.
Okay. So they're all 3 locks are locked?
The door doesn't appear when you try to give it a little tussle and see if it pulls out to you.
Okay.
Right? It's got a big handle, and above that handle, like a double, almost, you could put 3 hands on it, right? It's a really long, think of like a bank vault, right? It's this huge long handle that you would have to pull. And above that are 3 locks that are set into the face frame itself of the door. And when you give a little bit of a pull, you can tell that it feels locked.
First one I cast. Boom. Knock. Unlock the first lock. I
Okay.
checked. Is it still locked after the first one?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I love that you're casting knock when you have a master lock
I was gonna
picking
say.
person.
It-
you just see a weasel that's
no, there's a
floating
weasel
around a
flying
circle.
around my head. This is faster and a hell of a lot easier than letting the lockmaster, who's got a drunken weasel flying around his head. Second one. Boom. I cast knock again.
Now, Dan, real quick, I want you to read the very last sentence of that spell, and I'll give you a bit of a MacGuffin.
Cool.
I'll give you a
No.
MacGuffin to see if you really want to cast that spell.
That's a no.
Lucas,
That's a no.
Lucas, I can do this.
All right.
We'll
I
call
can
it the
cast a
last
spell,
MacGuffin
Harry.
of the night.
I'll take the MacGuffin because I'm actually
Okay.
probably 4 shots into it tonight too, so we're pretty good.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So I
I
pull
mean,
out.
remember he has gloves of thievery, right? I mean, like,
All right, Harry, this is yours, man. We got your
how's
back.
this?
This is yours.
Dave, this is a pretty
Yeah.
solid DC. You have to get 3 consecutive DC 20 dexterity checks using thieves' tools.
All right.
3 consecutive DC 20s. So
Wait.
go,
What do your gloves of thievery give you?
bruh. I don't even know what Dave's. I mean, aren't you like at plus 10 or 12 or 13 or something? Like, can you even fail these?
Sleight of hand is
Okay, so
11.
my sleight of hand is plus 17.
Yeah. So if you pull a kill here, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
So, Dave,
Roll.
go ahead. You got to get 3 consecutive 20 or betters.
All right. Here's the thing. Worst case, I have reliable talent. So if anything rolls under a 10, it automatically becomes a 10. Plus
And
17.
we're not even going to have you roll. Dave, very quickly, in 41 and a half seconds, he beats his own time that he thought, unlocks all 3 locks.
Okay, it's unlocked. I'm going to stand back because there's something in there.
Yeah, so
I opened
Well,
that
hold on real
mofo
quick.
up.
Let me look on the map. So where are you guys at on the map? Just so that
Well,
I'm aware.
where's the door, first of all?
It's
Right
back
there.
behind.
Where? Oh, this is the secret door?
I'm right
no,
there.
this is the lock door.
Okay.
I'm right there.
Yeah. So Dave,
I'm
you're
right
gonna
next to him.
move up there.
I step up.
I lock it and I step back.
I
Mhm.
pulled
Yeah,
my
as you-
shield. I pulled my shield off my back and set it in front of me, and I
Mhm.
squat.
Well,
As he unlocks it, and I
door.
take
Yeah, real quick,
handle.
Dennis. The door itself, you could just use to shield yourself from.
Okay.
I mean, it's a thick bank vault
Mhm.
style
Cool.
door.
I do that then, and I open it up.
I'm casting before he does that. I'm casting Shillelagh on my already magical weapon.
Okay. Yeah, as you open the door and cast Shillelagh and get ready for a throwdown of epic proportions, the door opens slowly, and inside, right here, you see a table. Not even an ornate table, a really simple table with a chest on the table where the lock, right, is one of those like hanging hinged locks, but the lock is up and it's not, there's no like padlock or anything actually on the chest itself, but the chest itself is closed. And that's the only thing in the room, and there's no light other than the light that you might have from your drift globe, Josh.
Okay.
Has it been 20
And
minutes
then
yet?
all you see is my eyes at the table like this. What's up there, guys? What's up there?
So, Den, is that where you're moving, or what are you guys
I'm
doing?
moving in front of the table to look at the box.
Okay.
Is there anything I can detect, like traps or anything else, that if I open this, is it gonna like bomb us?
No, there's not anything that you see with the chest, the table, the floor, none of that.
Okay.
Nothing's on the table. It's just an empty room with a table.
Just
It's an empty room with a table, and on the table, a simple table, is a I want to call it a fairly ornate chest, Dennis.
All right.
It's wood that's really well built. It's got some iron kind of clasps that go over it and kind of that hexagonal top. It's got a gold hinge that normally would come down over a bar that you would put a lock through, but there's currently the hinges up, like as if someone had recently opened the chest.
I look at Harry since he's at the table.
Mhm.
I'm like, Harry.
Well, is Harry at the table or is Harry
Oh,
hiding behind
Harry
the wall?
table.
Harry
And I look at
is
Harry
at
and
the
I'm like,
table, and all you see is Harry's eyeballs like this.
I'm like, Harry, duck. And I open the chest.
Roll some saving throws. You guys
Sweet.
need to make Constitution saving throws.
All of us?
The two of them.
Oh, the two of you.
Not
Okay.
me.
I have freaking
Not Coleman.
advantage on every saving throw except Constitution.
Yeah.
Every saving throw I have advantage.
Is it a spell or is it just a poison?
It is a spell-like area effect,
Okay, hold on. Give me a second then.
but it's an area effect. It's not a it's not a
Because
cast
I
spell.
have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Yeah, you would get an advantage on this.
Oh, Dave, that was.
Oh! Advantage though, right? Advantage. Woo.
Okay.
There we go. Woo!
Hey, Caleb.
Love the ropes of the
Good to have you
Archmagi.
with us.
Woo!
Dave Mullins,
But with my reliable talent, it'll be a 10.
as your eyeballs are looking as he lifts the chest, you see above you on the ceiling for just a second before it goes off, and the entire room is
Oh.
filled with a flash of blue.
Ooh.
An incredibly fast flashing frost that
Ooh.
deals 36 points of damage to
Ow.
Dave and 18 points of damage to Dennis.
Oh.
Moreover, the two of you need to make subsequent Constitution saving throws that are physical effects.
Constitution saving throws.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
Subsequent Constitution that you'll have no advantage on for either of you.
So, as I do this, and I know I'm going to lose my concentration,
Yes.
as
Oh,
I
isn't that
split up,
that's so
as I
weird.
flip the split up, I send a message to my illusion. All it says is, "Run, fools, run." And then
Hey,
I
Win,
flip the lid.
So Den,
We
you need to make
just-
hold on real quick. You both need to make Constitution saves, and Dennis, you need to make a concentration.
Okay, I made my Constitution save at 18.
Okay, and then now for your concentration.
All right, and that's off of.
That's Constitution as well, isn't it?
Is it or is it intelligence? Doesn't matter. They're all the same.
It's concentration.
Holy shit, Dave! You can't roll anything.
Here's what's funny.
Caleb.
This is why I'm
Caleb
outside
is
the room.
great.
I'm out the room. Not in the
Mia,
room. Not
Mia
inside.
just read this chapter in Dragon Heist and is laughing her ass off right here. She goes, Dad, I just read it. You're dead.
You're dead. Oh no.
And I got a 9 on my concentration, so that's broken probably.
You know,
So,
quick question.
Scott-
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do either of you have Mage Hand?
I do.
Why did
I
you go inside the room? God.
Hey, I'm not using this character. Once again, this is like when we played Waterdeep 3 years ago. I followed Dennis and I freaking died. And I'm following Dennis again and I'm dying.
I'm not
You didn't
standing
learn
in
your
the
lesson?
room. That's like.
I can play
learn your
any
lesson,
game.
did ya?
But Dragon Heist, I lose.
Hey,
Okay,
I'm
So,
just a
Dave-
dumb rich guy.
so Dave Mullins, you are stunned, and I'll tell you for how long. You are stunned for 2 minutes. Dennis, you are stunned. Oh no, you made your Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
So you are able to fight off like this freeze. Literally cramps your muscles, forcing your arms like to try to conserve heat. And you watch Harry like buckling in and turning into this tiny little basketball-sized furball of pain as he.
And my invisibility's gone now too. You can see me.
Yep.
So like, bruh, this whole thing went to shit. Meanwhile, Scott, you're up in the library and you've gone through these elaborate, and I'll say that you were able to squeeze this sucker out in it's about 10 minutes, but we just say it'll be giggles, and I'll let you determine what happens. As you're finishing the spell, Scott.
Okay.
As you're finishing the spell, you hear an audible gasp through the windows that are opened here, right? From the crowd outside. You're not entirely sure why, but something happened.
I know exactly why, because I know my fellow compatriots here, and I say, oh shit. Oh.
So Scott, so you are real quick. So you are finishing the spell.
Correct.
Okay, and we have a huge area here, but it goes 30 feet high.
Correct.
Right. So you are warding the area on the first floor, at least through the second floor, because remember, these are 15-foot high ceilings, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your plan.
Well, if I could go lower, I would have done that, but I didn't know if I could get in the basement, so I just did it where I did. So if I had the top 2 levels, perfect. That's what I'm doing.
That's up to you. That's what I'm asking. You could try to cast Forbiddance to cover what
Basement
you
in
know
this
is a
one.
basement. You don't really you don't
But I
know
haven't
the
seen it.
area. Correct.
Yeah. So I think I would have just done it here and above. Realistically, that's probably what I would have done.
Okay. All right. I'm totally okay with that. So you finish your spell and it's incredible. Like you're just left alone in this dude's house, right? With his entire business laid out. But when you hear the audible gasp, man, you swear you hear like a snicker from right there.
Right there. Okay. And
meanwhile, then, so Tolman.
So I'm gonna hit cast on this so you can read it because it does damages to fiends.
Yeah, you're okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
go ahead and cast it. I
Okay.
see it. And that's what you're going to target as fiends, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this thing is badass.
Damn.
Whoa. Wait. Wow.
Yeah. So I'll read it for everybody who doesn't know, right? I create a ward against magical travel that protects up to 40,000 square feet of floor space to height of 30 above the floor. For the duration, creatures can't teleport into the area or use portals such as those created by gate spells to enter the area. The spell proofs the area against planar travel and therefore prevents creatures from accessing the area by way of astral plane, ethereal plane, Feywild, Shadowfell, or the plane shift spell.
Because you sensed fiends.
Exactly. In addition, the spell damages types of creatures that you choose when you cast it. Choose one or more of the following: celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. So I probably did fiends and undead just because I hate undead.
Yep.
When a chosen creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, the creature takes 5d10 radiant or necrotic damage. I'm going radiant. Your choice when you cast a spell. When you cast a spell, you can I can designate a password. A creature that speaks the password as it enters the area takes no damage from the spell. The spell can't overlap another forbiddance. And if I cast the spell every day for 30 days in the same location, the spell lasts until it's dispelled. The material components are consumed. And so if I ever had a house, I'm casting this every day for 30 days. That's
I have a house here, but let's go. That's you just did
35 radiant damage.
35 radiant. Where's the necrotic? What's the necrotic come from? Or
So
No. Or
it's-
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing gradient because if it's a fiend, I'm just going gradient damage.
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's why I was like, dude, I'm casting this as a ritual. This is gonna be sick if it works out. If not, then oh well, I wasted time.
Trying to see what I can do to wake up good old Harry.
Okay, so let's go through how this shit hits the fan.
Oh, it hit it hard. Woo!
Because shit hits the fan. So number one, I'm assuming you're protecting against fiends.
Fiends and undead, because I can choose multiple.
2, and you're
Okay.
picking radiant damage, not necrotic.
Correct.
Okay. So let's see where.
Every guard. No.
So right here and right here,
Mhm.
you see an explosion of blood.
No.
33 puntos of damage. And it's just literal bloody explosions.
Little popping some pimples.
Like that you are aware of because you can see it. And Tolman, you're aware of because you can see it. And when it happens, Matt, Tolman, Wilford looks at you in the eye and sighs.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So we're both splattered with blood.
I love it. I love it.
It's a little Pulp Fiction-y. It's a little Pulp Fiction-y, Matt, because this is a really small room, right? I mean, we're only 20 feet here. You're not covered in blood, but yeah, there's material.
It's the equivalent of brains dangling off your ears. And
Yeah,
you're
I mean, like
looking for a
there's
place to store somebody.
there's material, and I'm not even kidding, Matt. From underneath his livery, he pulls out a handkerchief, and very carefully leans forward onto your bald monkey head, and assuming you're allowing him, tries so delicately to wipe off whatever bone fluid.
Oh my.
You exploded it like there's skull fragments. Like
and
It
Matt,
goes boom.
you can tell that he is literally so nonplussed. Like he's so blasé about it. Like, you have brains, sir. And he like slowly just wipes you to wipe it as clean as he can before shaking it and trying to do the same to the splatter that's on his face.
Okay, I let him clean me off, and I'm like, oh, that invisible creature is finally met its demise. I was wondering when that would happen.
Okay, so boys, let me, if I can, let's pause here for a moment. It's 11:45.
Yep.
The tenderest way of saying shit hits the fan is shit hits the fan.
obviously.
Do you guys want to give it another minute or two, or do we want to wrap this up and call this a really great start to what needs to probably end up being a one of two shot one shot?
Yeah, we'll do the 2-shot, 1-shot.
I think we need to do the 2-shot because it is 11:45, and I know
Mhm.
tomorrow is my last day at Ignite, and it's not a very busy day. But Scott, I know, has a very busy.
Cool.
He knows.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Well, boys, I won't use the tender terms roll for initiative, but that's probably where we'll start. Next time we
time.
come
I love
back
it.
to the one hell of a
Nice.
summer.
So the beautiful part is we could
So,
probably figure out a way to inject Pink Staff next week as well into this.
Mhm.
If we wanted to do this on Thursday again next week, since we were playing on Saturday, and Saturday is going to be a full 4-hour session for
Mhm.
Verivar.
That's up to you guys.
Yeah.
By the way,
Here,
This
do you want me to
spell
outro
lasts-
this thing?
yeah.
All right.
Oh no,
Thanks.
Just so we're totally clear, Scott, on a scale of 1 through effing the story up in ways that are unbelievably hilarious and gonna cause pandemonium and mayhem like we probably could never have planned on, this is the single spell that when I put you guys, when I went from 9th to 11th level,
Mm-hmm.
it's the single spell that I was like, you know, if he casts Forbiddance, this whole story is going to go to shit.
I love it.
That's fantastic.
I was like,
My favorite
disintegrate,
part, though,
consecrate.
I got a gnome next to me that's like in the fetal position, not moving. And I'm like,
yeah,
let's go, Harry.
I kind of knew Scott like it is. Scott, if nothing else, I'll give you kudos in that you are at least as smart as I think I am. Because I literally was like, if he casts Forbiddance, the whole thing is going to turn into a shitstorm.
Nice.
And then you're like, so I'm going to cast Forbiddance as a ritual. And I was like,
And it lasts a day. It lasts a day. So
day.
like we
Jeez.
can be in here, and anybody who wants to come get us.
yeah, Forbiddance is the most broken spell. And dude, here's what's crazy, you guys. Not only does it last a day, any summoned creature that tries to even enter into the area takes 5d10 radiant damage per round.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Like
It's insane.
look at.
it's some broke and there's no save. It's just broke as hell.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's beautiful.
All right. Well,
All right.
as we're wrapping
So
up,
Dennis,
everybody-
thank you for allowing me to run.
Yeah, no, as we're wrapping up,
Yep.
everybody, thank you so much for watching us.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thank
much
you.
for participating. Obviously, in Twitch, follow. You want to follow us in Twitch, but on top of that, when you go to the About, it should take you to our YouTube channel where you can hit like and subscribe. Enjoy, everybody.
And we're actually going to do this a little differently tonight. I'm going to see if we can raid somebody. I want to see if
Peace, y'all.
the people who got us last week are
They're-
online. Are
They're
they
both
offline?
off.
They're
Yeah, I
both
watched
off?
Cliff
Oh.
Quests and Cliffhangers and the W show are off. They were
Well,
on
here-
earlier tonight.
Here, go
Next
into
week, though.
well, here, I'm gonna go into Twitch and I'm gonna just see kind of like who's in here, who's like next to us, real quick. So it looks like, actually, yeah, I'll just bring this over here. So let's see here. Where are we? What are we at right now? We're at, how many people are watching us? About 6. Okay, so we're down in the. Where are we? I always have trouble finding us when I'm looking through.
Down, I think.
There it is. There we are. Okay, so are we going Ghosts of Salt Marsh or this 3-dimensional? This looks pretty cool.
Do that one.
Do
Yeah.
the ghosts. Do
So
ghosts.
this is
Oh, Ghost.
Demon
He's saying Ghost.
Ghosts of Salt Marsh. Okay.
Yeah.
So here, let's
I
figure
think
out.
the one you're looking at is the product I'm probably going to end up buying next month or 2 months from now.
Oh, cool. Okay, so if I go raid channel, and if I go Nick Doodle, Nicky Doodle TV, there we go.
Yep.
All right.
Now-
All right, guys.
now-
Oh, what? Before we go,
I
what
was
were you
gonna
going to say
say-
to us?
We got to find out and make sure Tolman joins us every Thursday, which means I've got to adjust our overlays and get some new overlays ordered.
Yes.
quickly.
All right.
Well, yeah, Tolman, can you play next Thursday if I run the
See
part
everybody.
B?
See everybody on Twitch. We're starting
See
right here. We go
everybody.
3, 2, 1, go.
Right.
Sure. Probably.
Yeah, because I know that you normally play with your brother's game on Thursday. Is that right?
Yeah.
So can I steal you again next Thursday?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Well, boys,
And-
thanks for